And now, Mystery Theater.
Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall, and I'm ready, if you are, for another mysterious voyage through the shadowy mist of imagination. You ask, what is the world? And most people will answer, the earth, the universe. But isn't it true that for most people, the real world is a certain house on a definite street in a particular town? And for most people, doesn't the real world consist of perhaps, say, 50 or 100 or so faces? And isn't everything and everyone else just a name in a newspaper, an image on a screen, a voice speaking from a small box? Close your eyes, stop up your ears, and there is no world.
I have something to tell you, Harry.
Yes?
You have just become the most powerful man in the world.
Me?
Yes, you, Harry Cohen. You have just become more powerful than any dictator, king, or czar. Mightier than any general, emperor, or president.
Are you sure you feel all right?
And listen, in that terrible storm outside.
Yes?
You can end it by saying just one word. Say yes, and the storm will be over.
You can't be serious.
Try it. Say yes, and see what happens.
All right.
No, not all right. Yes.
Yes. What did I do? What did I do? Our mystery drama, The 36th Man, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan and stars Ross Martin. Sometimes, when we are particularly appalled by the flagrant evil, the unspeakable inhumanity, and the dark ignorance that seems to engulf us constantly, we may ask ourselves, why does the Lord permit this most imperfect planet to exist? Why? Perhaps the answer is written in the old Hebrew legend, which tells us that there are, in every generation, 36 human beings whose lives are completely without blemish. And it is for their sake that the Lord allows the world to continue. And since the Hebrew letters Lamed and Vov form the symbols for the number 36, these persons are called Lahmed Vovniks. And so long as there will always be 36 of these saintly people in each generation, the world shall not be lost. Our tale begins in the opening years of the 1900s, down in the Lower East Side of New York City, in a tiny candy store.
Harry, where are you? Harry?
Ruth? I was down in the cellar.
Oh, you were down in the cellar.
I was putting away the empty bottles.
Mm-hmm. And while you're downstairs, anybody could come in and walk away with the whole store.
Oh, Ruth, the people in this neighborhood are honest.
Is that why we're always short newspapers?
Well, maybe when we count them, we don't add right.
And the candy bars disappear off the counter by magic, huh?
Well, sometimes it could be our mistake.
Oh, please, give me a
the
rest.
truth is the human eye, it very often deceives a person. Sometimes you think you see
that's
something...
enough.
Ruth, are you angry?
Who, me? Angry? What would I have to be angry about?
I'm just trying to explain that...
Don't. Whatever you say, it'll be wrong. And I'll lose my temper. I don't want to do that. So just keep quiet.
I know how much you hate this place, Ruth. If you want, I can stay here by myself.
Oh, sure.
I don't want want you to come in afternoons anymore. After all, why shouldn't you be free?
Thank you. Thank you so much for my wonderful freedom. Mr. Enrico Caruso and Miss Nellie Melba are singing at the Metropolitan Opera. Now I'm free to use our box seat.
Oh, Ruth, I wish I could afford some.
And afterwards, I'll be free to join Mr. Diamond Jim Brady and Miss Lillian Russell for supper at Rector's.
Please, Ruth.
Don't just stand there. Bring in the newspapers, will you?
Why?
Can't you hear why?
But the sun was shining so brightly just a minute ago.
It's a storm. Hurry before we lose all the papers.
Yes, you're right. I'm going.
Here, hand them to me.
Why such a storm all of a sudden?
Shut the door. Oh, look at these papers.
What's the matter?
Look at the comic pages.
Oh.
Half of them torn. Dirty finger marks everywhere. Now, how can we sell? Did you let the kids read the funny papers again?
Well...
Did you?
Oh, but Ruth, most of these children can't afford to buy a newspaper.
Who do you think you are? Mr. Andrew Carnegie? Now, how many times do I have to tell you we're not running a free public library?
No,
Get your head out of the clouds.
Ruth, please.
Now, you can't give away a whole quart of milk in a 5-cent malt.
I know that.
So if you know, why do you do it?
These children are so poor.
Nobody's as poor as we are.
Kids shouldn't grow up without a piece of candy now and then, a toy, a funny paper.
What's the
If you could only hear how the kids laugh when they look at the funny pages.
Where do you get this from, this sickness?
They're so happy you don't even notice how thin, how scrawny they are.
Craziness. It doesn't run in your family. Your brothers are sensible. They're rich, important.
Ruth, everything will be all right.
Pick the lemon.
You'll see. Where are you going?
In the back. To look through the bills. I don't know why. There's no money to pay them.
Yeah.
It isn't easy, is it?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear anyone come in.
Hello, Harry.
You say my name as if you know me.
I've been looking for you, Harry.
Why would anybody be looking for me? After all, who am I?
It's been such a long trip, and I'm so tired.
Wait, here, please, sit down. Huh? Can I offer you a little something? Milk or something?
Let me look at you, Harry.
You're very pale. You're trembling. Mister, are you sick?
Let me see if what they said about you is true.
There's a doctor just up the block.
I think it's true.
He doesn't charge much. If you don't have enough money, maybe I can help, all right?
I'm very old, Harry. My time is up.
Oh, what kind of talk? I'll take you to this doctor.
But I can't leave this world until I find somebody to take my place. Do you understand?
Poor old man. What's troubling you?
Harry, just tell me, assure me that you'll always be just the way you are right now. Tell me, you must. Will you take my place?
So, who are you?
Harry, do you have to chew the fat with every old bum that walks in? The syrup jars have to be washed.
Yes, Ruth, I'll do it.
And you, Mr. Bum, this is no flop house. On your way.
Oh. Who are you?
I'm one of the 36.
36.
There must always be 36 of us, or the world is lost, comes to an end.
You sit here. It'll only take a minute. I'll get the doctor.
Each of us, before he dies, must name the man to succeed him. I choose you.
Here, first, you drink this, huh? You look very...
Do you accept?
You must try to be calm.
Because I'm dying and I have no successor. The world is ending. Here and now, the world is ending.
Oh, no, everything's all right.
I tell you, the world is ending. Look outside. Have you ever seen a storm like this? Have you? It will destroy the whole world.
This excitement, it's not good for you.
The world, it's lost unless there is a new 36th man. Take my place. You must do it quickly. Quickly before I die.
Don't get up. Don't try to get up, please.
Say yes, Harry. Say yes. And suddenly there is an end to thunder and lightning, the wind. Suddenly, every cloud will disappear. A bright sun will shine in a peaceful heaven.
Just rest. Now try to...
Say yes. yes. Only you can save the world. Say yes.
Me? Me save the world?
Yes, you. Only you can save the world. Harry. Harry, say yes. Harry.
Yes, all right, yes. All right now?
Yes. Now it's all right. Listen.
I don't hear anything.
That's right. You don't hear. The storm that was sent to destroy the world stopped in its tracks because of you. Stopped because you just became the 36th man.
Fine. Now, let me take you to the doctor.
We must always be 36. And you must never change. Before I die, I have the power to grant my successor one request. Ask for anything. Ask. What? What do you really want in this world?
Oh, I would want for people to have enough.
No. This must be for yourself. What would you really want?
What I'd really want, if it could somehow be arranged, it would be wonderful. If my wife, Ruth, well, if she just understood me a little better. Is it all right to ask for that?
That's all you want?
That's really all I want.
Then one day she shall. One day, when you least expect it, she will suddenly understand you. Now, goodbye, Harry. I must leave.
Oh, but look at you. You can't even walk.
One need not be able to walk in order to leave this world.
Here, lean on me. Ruth, quick, help me. Ruth.
Goodbye, Lahmed Vovnik. Goodbye.
The old man, we have to help the old man. The old man.
Harry.
The old man.
Harry, listen to me.
Harry, listen to the doctor.
The doctor, yes, the doctor. This is very old man my store, doctor.
No, Harry. We're in the store right now. Now, your wife says you keep shouting for help. Now, what happened?
It was an old man here.
What old man?
He fell to the floor. He said he was dying. I yelled for you to help me.
But there was no old man.
Well, you saw him.
I saw him?
Yes, you saw him. You asked him to leave the store.
When was this?
When? 5-10 minutes ago?
Now, you sure you're not imagining all this, Harry?
Now, why should I suddenly
He
say...
works too hard, Doctor. He doesn't get enough sleep. He forgets to eat.
You mean that... there was no old man?
Where is he?
He seemed... so... just like a real person. We talked to each other, and he just fell on the floor.
If he fell, Harry, where is he?
Doctor, did you ever hear of the Lahmed Vovniks?
Yes?
The old man said he was a Lahmed Vovnik.
Oh, the old man
And
again.
that he had chosen me as his successor.
Harry, it was a hallucination. You thought you saw him.
Oh, no. I saw him. He was real.
To you,
He was in that chair. He was real.
he was in your mind. There are new things, Harry. An entirely new dimension of the mind is being opened, explored. I wonder what that Dr. Freud would say.
Who?
There's a Dr. Freud in Vienna. Something new. He's what they call a mind doctor. I wonder what he would say about your old man.
What could he say? He's never seen him.
I think I'll write to this Dr. Freud. He's involved with everything that happens inside the mind.
But the old man wasn't inside my mind. He was inside the store.
No, Harry.
I know what I saw.
What are you arguing with the doctor? You can't even run your own business. You're trying to tell him all about his.
Look, all I'm trying to say
Never
is...
mind what you say. Does the doctor say there was no old man?
Yes, but
Then there was no old man. And that's the end of it.
Oh, she can say that. But you and I, we know that isn't the end of it. No, sir. If anything, it's only the beginning. You'll have to give the devil his due. And I mean that literally when I shall return shortly with Act 2. On the Lower East Side of New York City has just succeeded a dying member of the group, thus keeping the roster at the required 36. Ruth, his wife, refuses to take Harry seriously. However, there's always a first time for everything. And right now, Harry is a shopkeeper on the Lower East Side of New York City, has just succeeded a dying member of the group, thus keeping the roster at the required 36. Ruth, his wife, refuses to take Harry seriously. However, there's always a first time for everything. And right now, Harry is about to be taken very seriously indeed by, well, since you would never guess, I'll come right out with it. The devil. You don't believe it? I can prove it. The very next voice you'll hear will be Satan himself.
Yes? Who? I suppose you might just as well let her come in.
Prince?
Don't use that irritating title.
Well, I can't very well call you the king of the universe. You're only the prince of darkness.
So far.
Your district captain in New York hears that the newest Lahmed Vovnik is in his territory.
So?
Well, it might present you with a quick way to destroy the world.
There is no quick way. Slow and steady is how to go. Now, in 8 or 10 years, I'm arranging for a war.
There have always been wars.
But this will be a world war.
Oh, you've had those before.
But not with these weapons. Oh, the weapons they'll have this time. Now, in about a year, there's going to be an invention called the aeroplane. A machine that flies through the sky. You can drop bombs from it. Destroy entire cities. I'm going to let them invent weapons so awful that one man will be able
That's always been your problem.
What problem?
You're gadget happy. Now, I have a simple plan whereby you can destroy the world this very afternoon.
You have?
The newest Lahmed Vovnik.
Yes.
Just help him fall from grace, as it were.
Impossible. No one has ever been able to get a Lahmed Vovnik.
You never asked me to help.
Your specialty is wasted. They're mostly elderly men. Long ago, they abandoned the pursuit of earthly pleasure. Or maybe it abandoned them.
This new one is young.
Young?
I even think he's handsome.
Oh, well. This places everything in a brand new perspective. Are you seducing anybody important these days?
Oh, a couple of kings, a few presidents, some generals.
Let's go after this one. What's his name again?
Harry. Harry Cohen.
Harry? Harry Cohen.
What? Oh, yes, Ruth.
What are you doing there?
Oh, I was just reading a book.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, yes, Ruth, it is wonderful. It's a book about bees.
Bees, this is a new affliction.
Shows how bees talk to each other.
No,
Bees talk by the way they dance around each other. You may just think it's aimless, buzzing around without rhyme or reason, but every motion means something.
And while you've got your nose buried in that book, anybody can come in and walk off with the whole story.
Oh, no, Ruth. I was watching.
Listen, I have to go see my brother.
Oh. All right. Say hello to him from...
Oh, no. The very mention of your name gives him indigestion. Now, just tell me, can I trust you not to give away the store while I'm gone?
Oh, Ruth.
No, don't answer. I'll just have to pray for a miracle.
Ruth. I just wish I could make her happy.
There it is, Lilith, my dear. The shop of Harry Cohen.
You gonna hang around for the kill, Prince?
I still say you're not going about it in the right way.
Tell you what you do, Prince. You go get yourself an umbrella. 'Cause in 5 minutes, there's gonna be the biggest storm in the history of the world.
I hope so.
Hello, Harry.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Did anyone ever tell you how handsome you are?
No.
Well, you just listen to Mama, Harry, baby.
Well, they never told me because it isn't true. I mean, why should people tell me I'm handsome? As my father used to say, his face is not his fortune.
You just come here, Harry, honey.
Listen, I'm afraid I don't know your name.
Lily, honey.
Lily.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have very much money.
Money?
No.
Oh, sweetie, who said anything about money?
But maybe I can help you.
Help me?
Yes. If you need a few dollars so that you can... So
I can what?
So that you can quit.
Quit?
Quit this terrible life you lead.
Oh, just wait a minute, Harry.
Lily, I don't judge people. After all, which person has the right? All we can do is help one another, right?
I mean, say, who do you think you're talking to?
I know who I'm talking to. A child of misfortune, a child of sorrow.
Oh, now listen,
But it's not
Harry.
your fault. Something tells me it's not your fault.
Harry, just...
Maybe you didn't have parents.
Harry, relax.
Maybe there was no one to love you, no one to teach you.
Oh, why not enjoy life, Harry?
Yes, exactly. Life is so short. What better way to enjoy it than by helping another human being?
Harry, we could have such a good time, you and me.
Here. A few dollars. It's not much, but it's all I have. You take it.
Harry, you're not listening.
First, wash all the paint and powder off your face, and then buy yourself some nice clothes and get yourself a job.
A job?
There's a factory right down the street. They make shirtwaists.
Harry, let me explain
They
something.
always need girls.
Harry, that's not what I
It'll
had
change
in mind.
your whole life. You'll feel better.
No.
Here, take the money. Get a new start.
No.
Are you afraid to break with the past? Foolish girl. The good Lord is so filled with love, with forgiveness.
Oh, let me out of here. Let me out of here.
Well, I don't see a cloud in the sky.
That man isn't human.
Ah, but he is. And that's why we will do this my way. Now get rid of those clothes. Get an old black dress.
Black?
A torn black shawl. Put some white in your hair, some lines in your face. You'll be a poor widow lady.
Oh, but I...
And make sure that butter doesn't melt in your mouth.
Oh, but Prince...
And don't call me Prince.
Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you.
How much for these candies?
Those? They're 2 for a penny.
Oh, well, I would need 4 because there's Joey and Sarah and Tessie and Benny and, never, thank you.
Don't you want the candy?
Well, no, because I can only spare 1 penny. You see, otherwise I won't be able to buy milk.
You mean you can't spare a penny for candy?
Well, not this week.
Here. You take this.
Oh, no.
Now take
Oh,
it.
no.
Why not?
Well, because it's charity, and
Charity, what a beautiful word. It really means love, you know. It's what people should do for each other.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I have my pride.
But you have 4 little children. Shouldn't each of them have a piece of candy?
No, not unless I could afford it.
Why should they pay for your pride? Huh? Now take it. Come on, just take it.
Well,
You're new. I haven't seen you before.
I just moved across the street, top floor. Oh, what's that book on the counter? It looks familiar.
Oh, do you read?
Well, no. My husband did before he died.
Ah, it's a book on philosophy.
Oh, yes. That sounds like what he used to read.
He must have been an educated man.
Oh, yes. He was a man like you, very kind, very intelligent. Oh, he would come home from work at night and he would read to me from the philosophy book. Oh, that's what I miss so much. Well, bye.
Goodbye.
Where's the record for the syrup?
I forgot to keep it. Ruth,
What do you do all day that you can't keep the simplest figures?
I said I was sorry. I'll try to do better.
Those books, that's what you're busy with, this junk.
No, Ruth, now that's not junk.
Garbage, nonsense. In any of these books, is there even one word that can tell you how to make $1?
Ruth, it is written, man does not live by bread alone.
I'll make a bargain with you, Mr. Philosopher. You live on books, and I'll live on bread, and we'll see who lives longest.
Let me read you something beautiful from philosophy. Here, listen to this.
No. You listen. You go home. You eat your supper. You go to sleep. Because 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, you have to be here to open the store.
Oh, but Ruth, I just want to read this to you.
All I want in this life is a little peace and quiet.
This is such a beautiful thought. I have to share it with somebody.
Leave me alone, will you, please? I share too much with you as it is.
Just a minute.
Good evening.
Oh, well, good evening.
I brought a bottle of milk for your children.
Oh, you're so kind.
Well, it's nothing.
No, it's everything.
And there's this paragraph in a book of philosophy that I'd like to read to you.
Oh, well. Oh, won't you come in?
Won't you come in? Never did so devious a spider speak such honeyed words to so an unsuspecting a fly. And the battle is on. The ceaseless, the eternal battle between the forces of good and evil. I'll be back shortly with Act 3. You know, of course, that the old Jewish legend tells that the Lord allows this sinful world to continue only because in each generation there are 36 saintly souls called Lahmed Vovniks. Should there ever be one less than this required number, the world will be immediately destroyed. Satan, unfortunately, is also aware of the situation, and he has sent Lilith, the seductress, to work her evil charms. The fate of the world hangs on the outcome of the next scene.
Won't you, come in?
Oh, thank you.
My children are asleep. And now, thanks to you, they will have milk tomorrow morning.
Oh, please, say no more about it. I came across this passage in a book, and I just thought you might like to hear it.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is what I miss most. Just talking. Having my husband read to me. Explain to me. Your wife, she must be a fortunate woman to have a man like you.
Well...
To have a philosopher, a sage for a husband. To live with wisdom every day.
Oh, well, it was just this passage that I came across. It says, "It is truth that turns a hovel into a palace, that makes a youth handsome and a maiden fair, that transforms all the base metal within us into pure and shining gold."
Yes. And there is more than the truth we know. There is the truth we feel, the truth that beats in our hearts.
Yes.
The truth that pounds in our pulse.
It's a little bit close in here, isn't it?
Harry, there is this truth between you and me.
I think I'd better go.
Are you afraid?
No. I just should have been home a long time ago.
Where is home, Harry? What is home?
Well, I live... oh, look, it's starting to rain.
Home is where the truth abides.
Rain? The moon was shining so brightly before.
Oh, don't deny the truth, Harry.
Such a rain. All of a sudden, where did it come from?
Poor Harry. Bold enough to speak the truth, but too timid to live it. Why are you afraid, Harry?
I'm not afraid.
Then obey the command of your heart, your senses. What do they command you to do?
You're so beautiful.
Well, then why are you afraid of me? Didn't the poet say beauty is truth?
Yes.
Come to me, Harry, and learn the truth.
Yes. No, I see you now. I know who you are. No.
Harry!
I know where the rain is coming from. I'll stop it.
Harry, you come back here. Harry, come back.
Well, another brilliant performance that gets us nowhere, my dear.
I give up. He's all yours.
Yes, Lilith. He's all mine. He doesn't know that yet. But soon he will be all mine.
I wish you luck.
Not luck. Skill. If you really want a man, you work on his wife. And she has a brother, a wealthy brother. And tonight, he will have a dream.
Ruth?
Jacob, what are you doing here?
Oh, Ruth, what you just said, it's a knife through my heart.
What did I just say?
You asked me what I'm doing here, with such surprise in your voice.
Well, yes, because you never come here.
And that's my sin. I have one sister. I never visit her. I never asked myself, does she need anything?
Jacob, you better sit. Now let me get you something to drink, a little soda.
Put a little syrup in it.
You are sick.
I really haven't been a good brother.
Yes, that's true, you haven't.
But now I'm going to make up for it.
You are?
My sister. My little sister. She isn't going to waste her youth and her beauty in a candy store.
Jacob, you want to go in the back, maybe? Lie down?
And my brother-in-law. Such a splendid person, a man with a heart of gold.
That's true.
And a brain. Such a brain. Yeah, I'm getting old. I need help. I need a man. A brilliant man who can run my business for me. A man like Harry.
No. What you don't need is a man like Harry.
Harry, what a wonderful person. A man in a million. Now he's ready for real responsibility.
But Jacob...
I want Harry to become my right-hand man.
This is Jacob? My brother?
Send your husband to see me the first thing tomorrow morning.
Yes, it's Harry.
Did you go see my brother?
Yes.
Well, tell me. Did you ever suspect such a thing? Look at you. You're still in a daze.
Yes, at his house. He lives in a palace.
He has 5 bedrooms.
can only sleep in one of them at a time.
Where do you want to live, Harry?
Live.
Of course, live. We're certainly not going to live in this neighborhood anymore.
Why not?
Why not? Because we're going to sell the store.
Why are we going to sell the store?
Why? Well, because... Harry, what did you and Jacob talk about?
We talked about a job, and he...
And what happened?
What happened? Well, the way it ended, he threw me out of the house.
What?
He lost his temper.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
What did you say?
I didn't say anything. You know Jacob. He has a very strong temper.
Harry, tell me. Everything start at the beginning.
Well, when I got there, he was already angry.
Why?
Because I was late. You see, there was an old man on the car, and he was afraid to travel alone, so I had to go to his stop with him, and then...
Just tell me.
Well, Jacob said he wanted me to help him take care of his money.
And you said?
I said, how wonderful.
Oh, then you did take the job.
Well, what I said was, what a wonderful opportunity to help people.
Help people?
Well, isn't that the best way to take care of money, Ruth? Feed people who are hungry, clothe people, send an orphan child to school.
I can see where we're going.
He laughed. He thought it was a joke. Can you imagine? He said, money isn't something you give to people. Money is something you take from
Harry.
people. He wanted me to learn about money by starting to collect rent.
You?
And if a person couldn't pay, to put him out.
No, now. You wouldn't have to.
No, I said I couldn't. And then he wanted me to work in his store.
Well, that's better.
Ruth, he cheats people.
How dare you say that about
He charges too much. He doesn't give them right weight.
So, you're not taking the job.
Oh, please, Ruth, please. Please, Ruth. Now she won't talk to me for a whole week.
Hello, Harry.
Hello, Doctor.
How are you feeling, Harry? See any more Lahmed Vovniks lately?
Oh, no, please, Doctor. I don't feel so good right now, huh?
Oh, what's wrong?
Oh, an argument with my wife.
That's what I came to see you about. I got a letter from this specialist in Vienna. An answer from this Dr. Freud. Very interesting.
Yes?
Now, why do you believe you became a Lahmed Vovnik?
Why do I believe? I know. The old man was here, the storm. He died.
Harry, you needed it.
I needed it.
You manufactured it for your own self-esteem.
What does that mean?
It means you realize deep inside that you failed your wife.
I failed her?
All the things she wants, she can't have. Clothes, theater parties, money.
Those things, they're not important.
Not to you, but they mean so much to Ruth.
Isn't it more important to help one's neighbor?
And so, to give importance to yourself, to convince yourself that what you're doing is right, you make it appear that if you stop letting people walk all over you, then the world will come to an end.
But that isn't what I'm doing.
It could look that way to somebody else. Besides, Harry, what makes you so sure you're the one who's right?
Hello, Ruth. Ruth, please talk to me. Ruth? Why are you handing me this piece of paper? Oh, I see. Harry, I will not talk to you until you go to work for my brother and take your head out of the clouds. All right, Ruth? I'm going.
What?
Tomorrow morning, I'm going.
Harry, you don't mean it?
Yes, I mean it.
Oh, Harry. Oh, we'll be so happy.
I keep saying, who am I to judge? And yet I judge constantly. Where's it written that I, Harry Cohn, must starve on a crust, freeze in a cellar? No, I've spent the first part of my life giving. I'll spend the rest of it taking.
Harry, what's the matter with you?
Nothing's the matter. No, you won't fool me. The world isn't ending.
Harry, what's the matter matter with your face?
My face.
So hard. Why do you look so mean? I don't like that look.
I've stopped fooling myself, that's all. What arrogance. To think I'm one of the Lord's chosen.
Rage and howl. I don't believe you. The world will go on.
What are you saying?
I won't wait until tomorrow. I'll go to him now. The sooner the better. He's a fool. He thinks he knows how to make money. He knows how to sweat pennies from the poor. I'll teach him tricks he never dreamed of.
Harry, no.
No, what? You want money, furs, jewels? An emperor's wife will be a beggar woman beside you.
Don't go.
You think I'm afraid of that storm? Let go of me. Let's go.
Don't go. I don't want you to go.
You what?
I don't like you this way. I don't want you this way. Oh, Harry. Why do I make you so miserable?
Ruth.
Why do I want to change you? I love you. Just the way you are. Just the way you are.
Yes, Harry. One day, when you least expect it, she will understand you. Your wife will understand you.
You're the sweetest person in the whole world. I don't care if you're not rich, if you're not important. I love you. Oh, look, it's such a nice night. Go upstairs. Get some rest. Because you look tired.
Yes, Ruth. I am tired.
You look it, Harry.
So tired.
You look as if the whole world is resting on your shoulders.
And according to what is written in one of the old legends, the world is resting on Harry's shoulders. As an additional thought, if a sudden storm should upset the weatherman's predictions for a beautiful day, remember, some one of 36 people may be having a momentary lapse, because, after all, even the saintliest of humans still are human. I'll be back shortly. You may pass him or her on the street without knowing it. You may look at some insignificant, retiring, unimportant person and never know that he, assisted by 35 others, holds your fate, your life, your world. We think the world is saved by the strong, the mighty, the powerful. But no, they can't save it. They can only destroy it. Remember, it is the meek who not only inherit the earth, but maintain it as well. Our cast included Ross Martin, Ann Petoniak, Robert Harris, Carol Teitel, and Robert Dryden. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
From the Spain of legend, Mistala is here. Mistala, the light, natural rosé wine created in Spain to capture a legendary flavor. Mistala imported rosé, born of vines that once bore the wines of a fabulous era. Salud, amor y pesetas, y el tiempo para gastarlos, America. Mistala.
The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Right this way, folks. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right up. Yes, welcome this night to a carnival. To the razzle-dazzle clash of color and sound. Hiding hate and evil and murder.
Right this way, the freak show, ladies and gentlemen. See nature's mistakes. Step right up.
It's opening night at Prince's Carnival outside St. Louis. But no fortune teller sees in cards or crystal ball the dark events that will happen here.
I loathe everything you are. The sight of you sickens me. I'll...
You'll what? Beat me? Break me?
Yes.
Try it. Every man in the carny knows you're here, knows what you are. Giant, strong man, grips, barkers, they're all standing by. If I call, they'll tear you apart. Oh, give me reason to call. I'd love it. Go on. Hit.
Our suspense drama, Tattooed for Murder, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Nancy Moore and stars Terry Keane and Stefan Schnabel. It is sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, Brewers of Budweiser, and Buick Motor Division. I'll be back shortly with Act One.
There's nothing wrong with drinking Budweiser sip by sip, is there? Well, the Brewers of Budweiser think there's a better way. Sipping's fine if you're drinking wine. But Bud is the king of beers, a hearty drink. Look, rinse a 10 or 12-ounce glass with cold water. Then open a can or bottle of Bud and pour it right down the middle so it kicks up a good head of foam. Now, take a big drink and then swallow big. No sips. That's how it should be done. More taste, more beer drinking enjoyment. Thanks to exclusive Beechwood aging, Budweiser has a smoothness that lets it go down especially easy. Sure, it's an expensive way to brew beer, but brewing beer right does make a difference. That's why, when you say Budweiser, you've said it all. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
When you invite guests over for a holiday dinner, you won't want to spend all your time in the kitchen. Frank Lieber here with some help from True Value hardware stores who have kitchen appliances that'll do the pot watching for you. There's Sunbeam's high-dome multi-cooker fry pan, for instance. Cooks large roasts or fowl, the automatic thermostat assures even heat. Has a hard-coat Teflon cooking surface, so you can use metal utensils, and foods won't stick, so cleanup chores will be easier. That's the Sunbeam high-dome cooker fry pan. True Value hardware stores also have Sunbeam's new high-dome Teflon crocker fry pan. Has a removable ceramic vessel that turns the fry pan into a slow cooker. And because it's heat-resistant, the crocker is safe for oven use, too. Both the crocker and fry pan remove from the base for easy, complete cleaning. Sunbeam's crocker fry pan and multi-cooker fry pan are just two of the values at participating True Value hardware stores.
I promised you a carnival. I'll keep that promise. But be warned that I do not promise a spun sugar candy time. On the contrary. First, we must go back 3 years. That summer, St. Louis papers carried a story that was milked for all it was worth. It was worth a great deal. Headlines.
Otto Kramer's daughter missing. Heiress disappears. Erica Kramer not found. Foul play suspected.
That was 3 years ago. Today, a mansion outside the city has a bronze plaque fixed to iron gates. Otto Kramer, no admittance. Due perhaps to the disappearance of a daughter of this house, no one is welcomed beyond its gates. Inside alone on this fateful morning, another daughter, Katrin, age 16, a few minutes ago said goodbye to her father as he left for his bank. She now starts upstairs to clean. In spite of his wealth, Kramer keeps no servants, obeying his own dictate, no admittance. Suddenly, Katrin is startled by a frightening sound. Only the doorbell. But no one comes here unless her father is present, and seldom then. Would Papa want her to answer? Katrin thinks not, is certain not. The ringing persists. But suddenly the sound no longer seems frightening. Instead, a merry summons. The world at her door. She flies down the stairs, but as her hand turns the doorknob, hope vanishes. No one has come to see her. No one ever will. Papa forbids it. Papa's word is law, is iron.
Katrin? Oh, don't you know me, Kate? Erica! Oh, little sister. I can't believe it. I thought you were... Oh, no, I'm real. I'm here. I'm back, and I'm certainly not.
Oh, I've dreamed of this 1,000 times.
Oh, so have I, little Kate. Dreamed and planned. But come inside. Hurry. I don't want to be seen.
Oh, does that mean you'll go away again? Oh, Erica, don't. Please don't.
We'll talk about that in a minute. First, I have to look at this house, this prison I broke out of. Nothing's changed. Cold and ugly. No, I don't want to look at it. Let me look at my little Kate.
Erica, where have you been?
Oh, you are so pretty now. You sweet, sweet 16.
It doesn't matter about me. Tell me where you've been all these 3 years.
You matter more than anything. Oh, does Papa ever let you out of this house?
Well, sometimes he takes me driving, and sometimes to church.
Papa in church? Oh. And the rest of the time, what do you do?
Have you forgotten what it's like here?
Oh, Kate, how could I? But then there were two of us. We could at least talk to each other. Who do you talk to now?
No one.
No tutor anymore?
Not since I was 16.
Not one single friend? No fun at all? Never mind. I know the answer. Papa's made you into this pitiful little mouse.
Oh, please don't talk about me anymore. Tell me where you went.
Guess.
Oh, but we did guess. Papa and I and the police. Oh, and the smartest private detective in all of St. Louis.
All that money squandered for nothing.
Where were you? Why won't you tell me?
All right, little one. Hang on tight. I was in the last place on earth Papa would dream a daughter of his could be.
Where?
In a carnival.
You're teasing. It's a joke.
Yes, a beautiful, wonderful joke. But the joke's on Papa. A Kramer daughter, part of a carny. Remember the summer I disappeared, the carnival 2 miles away?
Uh-huh.
Remember how we could hear the music sometimes?
Oh, yes, I do remember. You said it was a merry-go-round.
One afternoon, I sneaked off to see it. I couldn't tell you, honey. I was 19 and grown, but you were only 13. It would have scared you. Papa would know it. He would sense it, and he'd pry the story out of you.
No.
Yes, baby.
All right. Well, maybe then. But not now. Not anymore.
So, after I saw everything at the carny, bold as brass, I went to see the owner, Jody Prince. I told him about this concentration camp. I said I wanted to be in his carnival. He liked my looks, He said he could use me in one of his shows, and he signed me on. The next week, when Prince's Carnival left St. Louis, I left with it. Out of this house of death into a carnival that was life.
My sister? In a carnival? What do you do in a place like that?
You'll know soon enough. Now, come on. Let's pack your bag. I'm taking you with me, and you'll never come back to this jail again.
Taking... I'd never come... Me?
Why else would I be here? Take this chance. Baby, did you think I'd forgotten you?
But you never wrote. You never phoned.
Katie, you must have known I didn't dare. Papa would have all mail forwarded to the bank, have the phone tapped, or what friends did we have to send a message by? I had to wait till the Carney came back to St. Louis. But all these years I have planned for this day. The day Papa would lose you, too. So come on, let's pack your bag.
I can't go. I can't do that.
Kate, please don't be afraid. You'll be as safe in the Carney as I've been. He won't look for you there any more than he looked for me. Anyway, you will stay out of sight until we leave town.
No, you don't understand. I have to take care of Papa. He's getting old. He has a very bad heart condition.
Kate, you have given him 16 years of your life, and what has he given you? He's locked you in this prison, made you a servant, beats you.
He hasn't beaten me once since you went away.
I don't believe that.
It's true, never.
Well, then you never crossed him. I did. Mama did. And we both paid for it, Kate. Mama died of it. I ran away from it. And you're so beaten down he doesn't even need to use that walking stick.
Papa and I get along. Maybe not like other people. But we've made a life. The only life I know. Why did you have to come and bring another? Go away so I can forget you every day.
All right, Kate. Kate, please. This is too sudden. This is too new. Papa owns you, owns every thought. You need time for thoughts of your own. Now, I'll go away until tomorrow. Today and tonight, think about the Carney with me. I will go everywhere, see everything. It's like merry-go-round music, honey. Think of it like that.
A merry-go-round?
Mm-hmm. And you won't tell Papa I was here.
Oh, no.
Katie, promise.
Nothing in the whole world could make me tell him.
Tomorrow morning I'll come again. And by then you'll change your mind. Tomorrow my little sister and I will go back to the Carney together.
Papa? Would you like some more meat?
No.
Wasn't the roast the way you like it? Papa? Will you have anything else at all?
No.
Then, if it's all right with you, I'll do the dishes. Excuse me.
Oh. Sit down. You have not my permission to leave.
Yes, sir.
You will answer a question, Catherine, and you will answer with care. What is wrong with you tonight?
Nothing's wrong, Papa.
Nothing is wrong. I see. Or do you think perhaps you can fool your father? Yes, Catherine?
Please, I'm not trying to fool you.
There is a difference here. Something has happened. Now you will inform me what it is.
What could possibly happen?
That is what I intend to learn. Did you leave this house?
No, sir.
Someone was here?
No, sir.
You lie.
No, Papa, no.
Then why did your hands tremble when you passed my food? Why is your face flushed like an apple? Huh? Why?
It's just... Well, I just don't feel very well. All day
All day you hide something. Tonight you lie. I will have the truth, Catherine. One way or another, I will have it.
I did tell you a lie, Papa. I went out.
Out where, my child?
To the grocery store.
And how did you go to the grocery store?
The bus.
And what did you want at the store?
To buy apples.
I do not see any apples.
Oh, but they didn't have any.
A pity. Since you so much wanted apples that you left the house, you are not allowed to leave. But we are very fond of apples. Are we not, Katrine?
Yes, Papa.
Why can't you look at me, Katrine?
I am, Papa.
Yes, now you are. Why do you stammer, huh, little one? Your pleasant outing today has made you nervous, yes? Answer me! Answer, what ails you?
I told you, I don't feel good.
Your health is poor. I had forgotten. You will forgive me my lapse of memory.
I'll go up and lie down if you don't need me anymore.
No, I cannot spare you. There's something I want you to get for me. My walking stick.
But it's there by your chair, Papa.
Yes, so it is, yes. But it is my whim that you hand it to me. All right, walk around the table. Pick it up. Place it in my hand. Come on! Good. I put great store by obedience. You know that, do you not, Katrine?
Yes, sir. Your stick, Papa.
On second thought, you will hold it yourself, and we will observe it. The gold carving on the top. Describe it, please.
It's a crown.
A crown signifying authority. My walking stick once belonged to the Emperor Napoleon. His hand held it. Now yours, soon mine. One more question, child. Why do I always carry it?
I don't know.
As the symbol of my authority. And when that authority is questioned, is in doubt, the walking stick of Napoleon removes that doubt. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
Alas, your sister's disobedience in the past compelled me to use it. But not on you, never. And I trust I never will. Shall we test you?
I don't know what you mean, Papa.
I think you do. Who was here today, my little Katrine?
No one, Papa. No one was here. Only me all day, except when I went for the apples. No one.
All right. Hand me the stick. Thank you. A fine instrument for changing lies to truth. Soon it will persuade you to talk, and not about apples. Who was here today? Now will you answer?
Yes.
Ah, splendid. Who was here with my little girl? Who? Erica.
1 hour later, Otto Kramer stalks down the thronging chaos of the carnival midway. Fury mounts to the bursting point as again and again he asks the same question. Where is Erica Kramer? And receives the same answer. Never heard of no Erica Kramer, mister. Carney personnel banded together to protect one of their own.
Step right up, folks. Right this way.
Right what way? Where in this pigsty is his daughter? We'll find out when I return shortly with Act 2.
There's a fresh new spirit sweeping the land. A spirit of honesty and integrity. A free spirit. A spirit that demands products which fill your utilitarian needs while satisfying your good taste and your desire for economy. We at Buick have felt the spirit and are dedicated to your sense of freedom. Our crisply designed, solidly built 1975 Buicks will bring joy even to the most demanding of free spirits. The 1975 Buick Electra, LeSabre, Riviera, Century, Skylark, Apollo, and the gutsy new Buick Skyhawk are dedicated to the free spirit in just about everyone. Hey, there's an exciting new attitude at Buick. Take advantage of it at your local Buick dealer.
Dine in a real City of Dallas trolley car under the largest collection of Tiffany lamps in America. Or relax in an antique barber's chair and sip something cool. Of course, it's the old Spaghetti Warehouse, Dallas's fun restaurant, where you can enjoy the $1 million atmosphere at $2 prices, with special luncheon prices from just $1.69. The old Spaghetti Warehouse for dinner or lunch. It's the best restaurant buy in Dallas. And now park free at our lot at Lamar and Munger, just 1 block east of the restaurant.
Kramer glares with revulsion at the freak tent barker, ballying the treasures within.
See them all, folks. 25 cents. Only 2 bits. 1/4 of $1.
Kramer looks above the bally stand at the garish canvases picturing the freaks. Larger than life. More terrible than life. His eyes rivet on the painting of a nearly naked woman. Her body ornamented with hearts, flags, stars, flowers, sunsets, peacocks, snakes. Then, lips locked white, he buys a ticket and enters the tent. On the 5th platform stands the tattooed princess, her body debauched by the colored needle, her beautiful face unmarred, smiling at her admirers. Kramer halts by the 1st platform, stares. And when he has seen enough of his daughter's depravity, he turns and quits the tent.
Erica. Princess. He's coming.
I'm ready. Stay back of my wagon, Jody. Stay out of sight.
I ought to be in here with you. Your father's got a heavy walking stick.
Of course he has. He always has. Go on, Jody. I'm not afraid of him anymore. I can take care of Papa.
All right. Holler if you need me, sweetheart.
I will. Go on. Oh, hurry, Papa. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Show about to begin. Oh, and how I'll relish it. I let the midget tell you where my living wagon is. If I hadn't, no one in the carny would give me away. You think I didn't see you in the freak top? And the look on your face when you saw my body? Now it's covered with a cape. To spare you, Papa? Oh, no. To play a game. And my game will outsmart yours, Papa. Hurry up. The stakes are high. Oh, hurry, you. Greetings, Papa.
A freak! My daughter, a freak!
Would you care to come in? Or would a carnival living wagon contaminate the distinguished Otto Kramer?
I will come.
The Princess Frederica is highly honored.
Princess Frederica.
Aren't you pleased I didn't use the name you gave me?
I am revolted by everything you are.
Oh, dear, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You beat poor little Kate till she told you where I was.
That is a lie. Katrine tells me everything. She is my good, obedient daughter, not like you. Katrine has no sister. Her sister is...
Oh, no, old man, you're wrong. You who think you're never wrong. Katrine's sister is wonderfully alive. Making up for the years I might as well have been. 19 years you kept me buried alive.
I came here to take you back where you belong. But you belong where you are, with the dregs of humanity. I wouldn't have this thing you are now. A freak flaunting the corruption of your body for anyone to see.
Well, how well you put it. Would you care to have a private viewing? Oh, of course you would. Very well, Mr. Kramer. I removed my cape.
Oh, freak! Tattooed freak!
Can you think of a better way to disguise the scars my father put on my body? A snake, a rose, the stars and stripes, cover stripes. You gave me. Oh, yes. I read the description you supplied the newspapers of your missing daughter. Scars on back from automobile accident. What accident? Oh, God, how I wanted to write to the editor. Dear sir, you cheat my distinguished father. You underrate his powers. The scars on Erica Kramer's back are from his loving hand. Papa, why can't you stop staring at me? Hearts and twine, garlands of flowers, Cupid smirking. How strange you find them beautiful.
No, they are loathsome, vile. I'll...
You'll what? Beat me? Break me?
Yes!
I wouldn't raise that walking stick if I were you. Everyone in the Carney knows you're here, knows what you are, and they are standing by. If I call, they'll tear you apart. Go on. Hit! Give me reason to call. They'll come, every man on the lot. Big Lou, the giant, Herman, the strong man, the Grips, the concessionaires, and the man I'm going to marry.
What kind of man would marry a freak? Lie with a woman covered with cartoons? Only another freak.
Jody Prince owns this carnival, and he's like his name. He's a prince. Now get the hell out of here before I have him throw you out.
Oh, with pleasure I go. The sound and sight of you sickens me. You freak.
My body's tattooed, but your soul is. You're the freak.
And you stay away from my Katrine.
That's one order I'll take from you, old man. This morning I thought my sister was worth saving. Well, she's not. She went crying to you about me. Kate's lost. She's all yours. Take her and welcome. Now get out. Oh. You think that's all, Papa? You think I'm through with you? That was only a teaser. The best is yet to come. Jody? Are you out there?
Right here, honey. I just wanted the old man out of sight. If I met him face to face, I might kill him.
Did you hear it all?
Every word. Till you threw him out. I was right here by the door. Beautiful.
Oh, it took me 22 years to win, but I have won, Jody. I have won.
Yes. But there's something I don't understand. You said you were through with Kate.
I lied. I had to. I had to make him think I wouldn't try to see her again. If he thought I'd be back, he'd have Kate guarded and I couldn't get to her tomorrow.
Oh, baby, he's no dummy. He probably knows you lied and why. Anyhow, he won't take a chance. She'll be guarded, all right? Count on it.
Then I'll get to her another way.
How?
I've got it all figured. I'm enough of my father's daughter, so nothing can stop me now. Good morning, Papa.
Erica.
Your secretary is taking her coffee break, so I just walked in. I hope you don't mind.
How dare you come here and shame me? Close that door.
Out of respect for your lofty position in the bank, I wore a high neck and long sleeves. But I will shame you. Unless you give me Kate.
Are you out of your wits?
I tried to phone her. You've cut the wires.
Telephone is merely out of order. Very unfortunate.
I went to the house. You've hired a thug to keep me out.
A friend, a house guest.
A jailer guarding the gates.
He will protect Katrine from undesirable associations. She suffered that indignity yesterday. It will not happen again.
Unless you give me Kate, I will drag your name through the law courts.
Indeed.
All of St. Louis will know what you are. You think I won't?
I dare say your folly would go to that extreme, yes. But what judge or jury would take the word of a cheap carnival tramp, your word against Otto Kramer's? Who would believe a freak whose body is a monstrosity?
Oh, they'll believe me when I show them what the pious Otto Kramer did to that body.
Leave this office. Go where you belong. freak tent.
Okay, Princess, I cased the joint.
Can we do it?
Risky, but we can pull it off.
Now? In broad daylight?
When you're afraid your old man will yank Kate out of town, or at least hide her somewhere. It's now or never.
How do we do it?
Well, if your house wasn't in the country, we couldn't. Sure, the place is locked and barred, but what we do is get a rope ladder up to Katrine's windowsill.
What about the guard? How do we get through the gates?
I'll take care of him. He's a cinch. You'll stay out of sight while I rap with our friend. I'll be a drunk looking for a shot of booze to cure a hangover.
Oh, Jody.
Listen, it'll be a great act. I'll be falling down drunk, see? I get close to the guy, he's off guard. Whammo, I knock him out. You go up the ladder and persuade Kate to come down it.
Can I persuade her?
Well, sure you can. You hold all the cards, sweetheart. That plan you've worked out for her is a winner. Come on, let's go.
Papa will come after me. He'll bring me back.
He'll come all right, but not bring you back, I promise, honey.
But how can you say that? You know he will.
Because I've got a plan to stop him. Marvelous plan. I fooled him when I joined the carny, and I can again.
No one can fool him. Last night when I tried to lie, he knew. He always knows.
And last night, what did he do to you, Kate?
I don't want to talk about it.
Kate, we have to. Now listen to me.
I can't.
He has started and he can't stop. The least thing you do to displease him, he'll use that stick. And nothing will please him except pain. Yours.
Don't.
That's what you'll say to him. Don't, Papa, don't. And it won't do any good, Katie. Can't you see you don't dare stay here anymore?
I don't dare go. When you went to the carnival, he didn't know where you were. He couldn't bring you back. With me, he'll know, and he will bring me back.
Little sister, please trust me. I tell you, my plan will work, but we need all day to get ready. Now stop crying. Listen to the plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the star of Princess Carnival. Step right up to a platform, step lively. Feast your eyes. Every inch of her lovely body a work of art. Blazoned with hearts and flags, flowers and cupids, snakes and peacocks, suns and stars. Frederica, the tattooed princess. All right, now, quiet, please. Quiet, now, quiet. Watch as the princess turns and the glory of
Johnny,
her charm.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who is this handsome gentleman who honors our little show tonight? Mr. Otto Kramer, isn't it? Why, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe the foremost banker of St. Louis is an admirer of the tattooed princess. Well, move along, all you lovely people. Come back to see me later. Right now, dear Mr. Kramer wants to talk privately to his princess. And bankers always get their money's worth.
All right, across the tent, ladies and gentlemen. Teeny the midget craves your company. All right, step lively. Right this way, right this way.
Good evening, Papa. How generous of you to patronize the freak show a second time.
Where is Katrine?
And how clever of you to know that she's with me.
What have you done with her?
I've taken her out of bondage.
Answer me!
I answered.
I'll ruin you for this. I'll have this carnival blasted off the map.
Just how do you propose to do that, Mr. Kramer?
Now show me a carnival that isn't breaking the law. Underage performers, harboring criminals, white slavery, and now kidnapping.
Katrine left of her own free will.
She is 16 out of age. That is kidnapping.
Oh, dear, dear. I never thought of that. So why haven't you called the police?
What, and humiliate her? Make this vileness public? Now, I call them after I take her away from here tonight. Now, where is she? You think you can keep her from me?
I've no intention of keeping her from you. You can see her at midnight, after the last show.
I'll see her now.
You'll see her when I say you can see her. Midnight. 4 hours from now. Right here in this tent. Don't try to find her. She's hidden and protected. Until then, I recommend the House of Horrors. You'll feel right at home.
Earlier this night, when Otto Kramer found his house empty, he stood murmuring Katherine's name over and over. Can it be that, in his twisted way, he does love this daughter? Nevertheless, his fingers tightened on the walking stick. When he left for the carnival, he did not trouble to lock the door. What was valuable in his house already had been stolen. No admittance. Anyone who disobeys Otto Kramer must be punished. We'll witness someone's punishment when I return shortly with Act 3.
I want that sinus medicine.
Headache tablets?
No, sinus medicine. Sinus tablets. Helps the headache and the pressure.
Oh, you mean sign-off.
Exactly.
Headache pain is one thing. A sinus headache is something else. Sometimes your whole face can seem to throb with pain. You want relief. Take Sign-Off tablets. SINEOFF. The sinus medicine that gives you a full dose of pure aspirin plus a sinus drainer. Sign-Off. The sinus medicine that helps relieve sinus pain while you drain. And Sign-Off doesn't stop there. Have you tried Sign-Off Sinus Spray, the fastest known form of sinus congestion relief? It works in seconds. That's Sign-Off Sinus Spray. When sinus flares up, use Sign-Off tablets and spray, only as directed.
SINEOFF.
Sign-Off.
Exactly.
Sign-Off, the sinus medicines in the bright red box.
Midnight in Madrid. We walk down the ancient street of the knife makers, Calle de Cuchilleros. We open the carved wooden doors of Botín. Here friends have gathered for 250 years to dine and talk and taste the beauty of Spanish wines. Now, in another Mistala is here. Mistala, the light, natural rosé wine created in Spain to capture a legendary flavor. Mistala, imported rosé, born of vines that once bore the wines of a fabulous era. Mistala. Taste it. The talk will be good, and so will the memories.
Mistala. Mistala, Spanish Rosé.
Midnight. The carnival toys are silent, closed down. The midway is emptying of customers, departing with bright balloons and cheap prizes won in games of chance. But one customer most surely does not depart. And another game of chance is about to begin. Otto Kramer paces the dimly lighted freak tent, the walking stick gripped in his hand. In Erica's living wagon, his two daughters are no less tense than their father. Both wear long satin capes winking with sequins. Erica's purple, Katherine's red.
You two beautiful dolls ready?
Oh, Jody, will it work?
Easy, Princess, easy. It'll work.
It can't. Oh, I never should have come.
Why not quit it, both of you?
If Papa takes Kate back.
It'll be worse than it was before.
Will you cut it out?
All those promises I made her. What was I thinking of?
You know, I never saw you like this before. My girl has a nerve of 10 people, ain't scared of nothing.
That's when I take chances for myself. This is for Kate. Maybe I'll hurt her instead of help.
And maybe you'll give her the world by the tail.
Erica, why didn't you ask the fortune teller if we should do this?
Oh, for Pete's sake. Carlotta can't even predict that the sun will rise.
And we can't predict Papa.
Oh, I wish I hadn't come.
Now, you won't say that when it's all over, honey.
Like spinning the wheel of fortune. Will it stop on Kate's number? The odds are terrible against her, Jody.
I'll give you big odds. One gets you 20, the wheel spins her number.
It won't. I know it won't.
Oh, now, that... We spent all day getting ready for this caper. Here it is time for the big performance. You're both a mess. All right, you want to call it off? Let your old man win hands down? Is that what you want?
No. No, never. Just the sound of the words makes me sick. Thank you for saying them. Put my head back together. All right, Kate. I promise you, all over again, Papa won't want you anymore. He won't take you back. Now believe it.
I will. I have to. Now, can we please just get it over with?
That's more like it. All right, you all set, Kate? Remember everything you're supposed to do and say now.
Every single thing we rehearsed. If I can just go through with it.
My money's on you, kid. You're your sister's sister.
Why, I hope I can remember the part about the wings. I like that part.
Let's just run over a couple of things. Princess, when you go into that tent alone, you keep the old man standing right by the entrance. Don't let him too near Kate, huh?
I know.
If he moves toward her, step in between if you have to.
Don't worry.
Kate waits about 2 minutes. Then makes her entrance.
Oh, it'll be the longest 2 minutes in the world.
Well, that's why you wait till I say when. I don't want you jumping the gun. And remember, you're the one that stays close to the entrance.
I will.
All the time. I'll be right outside.
Ready or not, Papa. Here we come.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. Show about to begin. Hey, and what a show.
So sorry I kept you waiting, Papa.
Where is Katrine?
She'll be along.
Now, what new trick is this now?
Such a suspicious mind, Papa.
You kept me here cooling my heels while you had her spirited away. But it will do you no good. You will be arrested for kidnapping and forced by the police to tell me where Catherine is.
Simmer down, Papa. None of that will be necessary. Kate is just primping a little. She wants to be pretty for you.
Hello, Papa.
Catherine, you will come home with me this minute and take off that cape.
What's such a pretty cape, Papa? Red satin and sequins.
Oh, your sister's cheap finery. Take it off at once.
Dear Papa, you sound like a customer at a burlesque show. But I warn you, if Kate takes off the cape, you may not like what you see. She's wearing what I wear in my act. A G-string.
Oh, Catherine, you would not.
You don't believe it, Papa?
No.
Well, then I'll have to show you. I'll spread my cape like wings. Wings for flying. Free as a bird. And you can see if I'm as pretty as Erica. There. Look.
Oh, my God.
Take a good look, Papa.
Katrine.
Yes.
Not you.
Yes, Katrine tattooed like me.
Tattooed all.
No tattooed daughters. What a proud father.
Aren't the roses and sunsets pretty? The flags and the hearts.
Put down that cane.
I'll break her in two for this.
Get out. Go to my wagon. I'll finish with Papa.
I'm sorry you don't like it, Papa.
Jody, go with Kate.
Oh, you.
Put down the cane. You won't break me in two either. Kate and I have broken you.
Oh, Katrine.
Katrine tattooed. Katrine as repulsive as you find me. Can you ever bear to look at her again?
No.
Since you don't want her anymore, then she can live with me.
So that is your game. I see now. I see. Want her? No.
So go home to your empty house, and I wish you joy in it.
I do not want her, but I will have her.
What?
I will have my daughter.
You'll take her back the way she is now.
I will take her, and the rest of her life she will be locked away. She's a freak, and freaks should be hidden from the world.
You can't.
A freak. That is what you have made of your sister. Made ugly what was beautiful. I hope that you're satisfied. That you have said...
Papa! Papa?
Medicine. Pocket.
Your heart. Kate said you had a heart condition.
Pocket. Medicine.
Oh, it's a bad attack, isn't it, Papa? That's very bad.
Erica,
what a shame, because I didn't quite understand what you were saying before you fell down in the sawdust like that. I think You were saying you hope I'm satisfied?
Please.
Oh, Papa, I'm satisfied. I'm very satisfied. That medicine in your pocket. You have to take that to live, don't you? Jody, stay outside. I'm coming out. You stay there. Oh, and Papa, you stay there. As if you could do anything else. I'll be back. Don't you worry. I'll be back.
You all right, Princess?
Oh, yes. Yes, Judy. You go back to Kate. You go back.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing's the matter. I'm saying goodbye to Papa, that's all. Go on, Jody. Katie needs you. I don't.
I don't like the way you sound.
You think this is easy? The hardest thing I ever did in my life, but I have to do it alone. Now, will you go?
All right. All right, I'll go.
Can I do it? Can I? Papa?
Erica,
Medicine, yes, I understand. You need it to live. Oh, yes, Papa, I understand that, too. But I don't know that, do I? Nobody ever told me. Oh, Papa, did you ever let Kate and me live? Did you ever give us what we needed? Now, hear this, Papa. If you still have time to wonder how I can do what I will do, I learned it from you, Papa. How could I possibly live with viciousness and evil and hate for 19 years and not have some of it come off on me? Oh, hurry. Yes, I'll hurry and tell Katie you're letting her stay. With your blessing. It is your blessing. Because you have to die so Kate can live. Goodbye, Papa. Goodbye, Papa.
Erica. Catherine.
Tell me again. Say it again. Papa doesn't want me.
He doesn't want
you.
He
won't take me away.
No, he won't take you away, now or ever.
He doesn't want me all tattooed.
He doesn't want you.
And you're sure he's gone?
Yes. He is gone.
Poor Papa. He didn't like my sunsets and flags and roses and hearts.
Or truth, or decency, or kindness.
Erica, what's the matter with you? You don't sound a bit happy.
I am, of course I am, little Kate. It's just that I don't like sunsets and flags and roses either. Not on you. Come on, let's wash all those pictures off.
Oh, what if Papa had come close to me? What if he'd seen they were only painted on?
How could he, Kate? All his life, Papa never saw anything but evil and ugliness. Come on, Katie. Soap, water, a scrub brush, and my little sister is as good as new.
By now, you know it is not my custom to point a moral. But allow me, just this once. Thank you. The moral is this. Erica spoke a profound truth. You cannot live with viciousness and evil and hate and not have some of it come off on you. I'll be back shortly.
There's a fresh new spirit sweeping the land. A free spirit that demands good products. Products that satisfy your sense of good taste and desire for economy. But above all, products that perform. Buick has been touched by this spirit. And this year, our crisply designed, solidly built Buicks will bring joy even to the most demanding of free spirits. The 1975 Buicks, dedicated to the free spirit in just about everyone.
Stanley Myron Handleton.
Did you know you can have a college grad's career without 4 years of college? All you need is a year or two of technical education to work in fields like engineering, health service, automotive design, and forestry. The facts are in a free booklet called 25 Technical Careers in 2 years or less. Just write, Careers, Washington, D.C. 20202.
A public service message of this station and the Advertising Council.
My friends, you allowed me to draw a moral from our experience tonight. A rather depressing moral, I'm afraid. So let's look at the other side of the coin, the bright side. If you live with the good, the true, and the beautiful, some of that will come off on you, too. Our cast included Terry Keane, Stephen Schnabel, Rosemary Rice, and Ralph Bell. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
Not there. For God's sake, Charles. Why not? That's the haunted villa. You? Superstitious? About that place. Anyway, it's boarded up. Has been for years.
Oh, there's the house now. Maybe we can find some shelter. Oh, the statue. There is the house. The lightning hit it.
I can't look. It's as bright as molten steel.
It's gone. Melted. It's never been.
I could swear I saw that thing jump and run into the house.
The whole villa is lighted up.
Maybe it's on fire.
Don't be silly. It's lamplight. Look. The door has opened.
Welcome, stranger. Come. This is the night to be abroad. Welcome to the Villa di Despair. The House of Despair.
Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Sign-Off, the Sinus Medicines. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
We believe at the National Bank of Commerce that you've heard enough bad news on the national economy. I'm John Hazard, Chairman of the Board of the National Bank of Commerce, with a positive look at the Dallas economy. Lamar Muse, President of Southwest Airlines, had this to say recently on the positive side of the picture.
We feel very fortunate, of course, to be in Texas. It is one of the fastest growing states as a whole in the nation, and with particular reference to Dallas and Houston and San Antonio, the 3 points we serve, they are very aggressive and progressive cities. The unemployment rate in Dallas is something like 2%, whereas in the rest of the nation overall it's 6%, in some places high as 12 and 13%. But we still have difficulty in hiring qualified people because they're just not available. Everybody's working. I think everything is up.
That was Lamar Muse of Southwest Airlines speaking on the positive side for the National Bank of Commerce. Why? Because at NBC, we're positive.
The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... I'm E.G. Marshall. Listen to a story of greed, innocence, incalculable malevolence, and a mystical, fantastical watch. A watch whose hands held the power of life and death. Our tale is played against the background of the sun-drenched Mediterranean North Shore, around and about the most famous gambling casino of its day. And it takes place some 100 years ago. But the scene is not sun-drenched as our story begins. It's a devil's night out.
Look, John, a driveway lined with statues. Come on. There must be a house where we can seek shelter.
Not there. For God's sake, Charles. Why not? That's the haunted villa.
You? Superstitious?
About that place. Anyway, it's boarded up. Has been for years.
There's the house now. Maybe we can find some shelter. There's the house. The light can hit it.
I can't look. It's as bright as molten steel.
It's gone. Melted as if it had never been.
Let's get out of here, Charles. I could swear I saw that thing jump and run into the house.
The whole villa is lighting up.
Maybe it's on fire.
Don't be silly. It's lamplight. And look, the door is open.
Welcome, strangers. Come. This is no night to be abroad. Welcome to the Villa di Despair, the house of despair.
Our mystery drama, The Death Watch, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Ian Martin and stars J. Gregory. It is sponsored in part by Contact, the 12-hour cold capsule, and Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser. I'll be back shortly with Act One.
If you take a look at the 1975 cars, you'll notice a European influence. And there are some new American cars that rival the Europeans. One being Buick's new Skylark SR, with its touring car interior and spirited little V6 engine. But don't think of the Skylark SR as a European tourer. We're proud of the fact that it's a Buick. You will be, too.
Buick, dedicated to the free spirit in just about everyone.
How long would it take you to read a brief 3-page pamphlet on drugs? 3 minutes? 4 minutes? Well, not very long. And it would be time well spent. For your free pamphlet, write Drugs, Box 8200, Albany, New York. That's Drugs, Box 8200, Albany, New York.
But don't wait. Time might be running out. This message nationwide brought to you by the New York State Drug Abuse Control Commission.
A black night. A witch's night. Orchestrated with a drum of teeming rain. The wind, a wail of violins. The crash of thunder, a choir of cymbals, and the sudden rebirth of a longed house, menacingly named the Villa des Espoirs, the Castle of Despair. Surely the perfect setting for the strange and terrifying story I shall leave Charles Fleming to tell you in his own words.
For a brief second, which seemed endless, John and I sat frozen into immobility, staring at the tall, thin figure. The bristling black eyebrows and the deep widow's peak only emphasized the height of his brow, the parchment white of his skin. Beside him lurked a misshapen dwarf with an oversized head. Every instinct told me to turn and run, but every external feeling cried out for shelter.
Come, gentlemen. Kadrash will see to your horses. Kadrash, I will tend the fire. It is well lit by now.
I've got a funny feeling about this, Charles. So have I. But we're armed, and the horses need rest more than we do. You said it was still at least an hour's ride. In this weather. But I don't like his looks. No question. Watch it. The man wants to take the horses.
Don't expect any answers from Kadrash, gentlemen. He is a deaf mute. But you can trust horses to him. They will never have gentler or more loving care. Well, come in out of this bone-chilling rain.
You are most kind to offer us hospitality.
On a night like tonight, it is no more than human decency. Allow me to present myself. I am Count Vladimir Dravanescu.
Honored. I am Charles Fleming, and this is my good friend, Dr. John Potter.
Now, shall we go in the petit salon, or how do you say in English, a parlor? We have started a fire. Yes, I must apologize for the smoke. I have just arrived myself, as you can see, and the wood is as wet as all of us.
By which road did you come?
From Carlo Casino, where I presume you are headed.
Correct. To the home of Colonel Willoughby.
Ah, the countryman of yours with the exquisite daughter. Parbleu, one of you must be the lucky man who is affianced to her.
Well, not I, Count. Charles is the one.
So. You are the fortunate man.
You've lived in these parts long, Count Dravanescu?
Oh, scarcely. As you can tell from my name, I'm Romanian. Oh, I visited here many years ago. Now, as soon as Catrash returns, I can offer you something to eat.
Oh, that's kind of you, but I think if the weather will let up, we'll press on to Carlo Casino.
Naturally, you are anxious to rejoin your bride-to-be. But from the looks of things, it will be some time till that will happen. In the meantime, you will make your home in Carlo Casino, Dr. Potter?
No, I have a cabana here for the summer months only because I am both an inveterate sun worshipper and gambler.
Ah, a kindred spirit. Then while we are waiting, shall the three of us pass the time by seeing which lady luck will smile upon?
Why not, Charles?
It's 2-1.
Then what shall it be? Cards, dice, dominoes, name your choice. A shilling limit on bets?
Fine. No side bets.
The friendliest of games. Now, if you two will pull that gaming table nearer the fire, I will fetch the dice.
What hour have you?
I make it about 5:30.
Oh, it's dark and gloomy enough to be midnight. Why do they call this place the Villa of Despair?
Just one of those local shockers. They say the man who built it 200 or 300 years ago was an alchemist. The bronze statues which you saw lining the drive were all put up there during his occupancy. Those were bloody times, and people dropped out of sight very easily. A legend grew that these statues were his failures.
Failures? You mean people believed he was trying to turn the human body into gold? And bronze was the closest he got? What rot. What happened to the unsuccessful alchemist?
He just disappeared one day as if the earth had opened up and swallowed him. The villa was bought and sold apparently over the years, then later rented. But all the owners, or lessors, reported the groaning of a man in torment all night long, from midnight to sunrise.
The nonsense that people believe. But our host is coming back. I watched the Count as we played a desultory game of dice with nobody particularly winners or losers. During our game, I had been conscious of a faint, faraway chime of the 3/4 hour. And now, suddenly, I was hearing it again. With a start, he removed from his vest pocket the most beautiful watch I have ever seen. The case made of chased gold set with precious gems.
6 o'clock. My little friend reminds me he must be wound. Time is of the essence, eh?
Which reminds me it is for us, too. Whether or no, I have a lady I love too well to keep waiting.
And the weather has slackened. You'll be with her within the hour.
Ah, fortunate man. I envy you.
Oh, my darling. My blessed darling Charles. Oh, thank God you're with me again.
Claire, beloved, if it hadn't been for your mother's death, we would already have been together always.
Don't.
It was clumsy of me. I didn't mean...
No, darling. It isn't Mother that troubles me. It's Papa. He's become a different man.
How?
Well, it's all mixed up with Mother's death and his own lack of interest in life and the evil that surrounds all this beauty like a blight.
Evil?
The gambling fever. It's a sickness. father is at the casino every night, wagering wildly and stupidly. I'm almost glad that Count Dravanescu bought the old Villa des Espoirs. Although I must admit, the place and the owner give me the creeps.
Yes. For all his charm, there's something uncanny about him. But why are you glad?
Well, the Count and Papa play chess. That's scarcely a gambling game. And probably now that the weather has cleared, Papa will be off right after dinner to the Count's villa. Oh, Charles, I've got so much to tell you. Oh, well, I guess for now we'd better go back and join Papa for the meal. Charles, kiss me first.
Do I have to be asked?
Oh, I hope never. But these days I have such a strange, chill foreboding in me. I need to be sure of your love so desperately.
Claire's mother had died 4 months ago, just before our planned wedding. Naturally, it had to be postponed. And it was not surprising that Mr. Willoughby, plagued by the rheumatism and now the loss of his wife, had fled to the Mediterranean to try to recuperate. What was shocking and ominous for Claire's and my happiness was what I watched in the following weeks. Claire's father had become a compulsive, obsessive gambler. Our invitations to Villa des Espoirs, in spite of Claire's and my feelings of revulsion for the Count, were always a welcome relief. Till this one particular evening. Claire and I had walked out to the patio, high over the blue Mediterranean, as the Count and her father started to play chess. But by the time we returned, the game had become backgammon.
Double. That is 16s.
You don't have to accept. Your position is virtually hopeless.
Life is never hopeless, old friend, as long as you have it. I accept the double. If 5, the 2. You have me blocked. Perhaps I was a fool to accept the double.
What does it matter? It's only a game, as I said. My dice. On the pair of 5s I just rolled, I must double again.
32, and the odds are insuperable. I would have to be superhuman to win. Wouldn't I?
I doubt if even the Lord's help could bring you through. Will you concede?
I suppose I haven't mentioned yet that I am a mathematician and a recognized, although amateur, manipulator of cards. I am also an expert on odds under any circumstances. And what I watched happen to my future father-in-law in that simple game of backgammon was beyond all possibility or chance.
Double 6s, and that clears the board for me. What bad luck. Any other throw for you except that one deuce would have given you the game. And the stakes were ridiculously high. Shall we just forget it?
No. As an Englishman and a man of honor, I pay my debts. How much do you reckon it is in English pounds?
At our original stake, about 150,000.
I didn't follow that. I can't cover that in cash.
No need.
There's every need. I pay my debts. You will have it once I sell my house.
But, Papa, you can't do that. We have to live.
I'm ashamed. I had no care if I destroyed myself. But I had no thought of hurting you.
No, there is really no need for agony. The debt could be satisfied without any harm financially whatsoever. If you are determined to pay.
I am determined to pay.
I don't see why. It's all so silly. I mean, it's just a game. And
Claire!
Yes, Papa?
I'm asking you to leave us alone.
Yes, Papa.
We'll be in the salon.
Now, sir, what is your proposition?
You have only one possession I covet, sir. Your daughter. I think I can make her far more happy than an untried boy with no established future. If you would give me her hand, or the opportunity to court her openly, why then, it would be I who were completely in your debt.
A bargain, ridiculous today, that could never be struck, let alone even suggested. But 100 years ago, not only possible and frequent, but one to which all parties, by the role of society, were honor-bound to accept. I'll return shortly with Act Two.
St. Louis. When a man buys a woman a kitchen appliance for Christmas, could be he's got his favorite foods in mind. Well, that may seem a little sneaky and underhanded, but it's smart too. Frank Lieber here to tell you that you'll find the appliance she needs to make the foods you like at True Value hardware stores. Like a Hamilton Beach baconer to cook great tasting bacon with no spatter, less shrinkage. She'll just drape the bacon over the Teflon cooking surface. It cooks both sides at once. Or the Hamilton Beach 18-quart roaster. Bakes, roasts, and cooks delicious family-sized meals, yet it's big enough to hold enough food for a crowd. True Value hardware stores have another Hamilton Beach appliance, too. The Switchblade knife makes fast work out of slicing meat, bread, and more. Has a hole in the handle for balance control. Slices both vertically and horizontally. You'll find these and more at participating True Value hardware stores.
Of course, it's incredible to us today that less than a century ago, parents owned their children almost as slaves. And the children accepted that fact, especially if they happened to be girls. Still, with parents who were reasonable human beings, even under the fashion of the day, most of the young people were not tested in their allegiance, except under unusual conditions, such as an ashamed and trapped Colonel Willoughby finds himself.
For obvious reasons, I was not present when the Colonel told Claire of his bargain with the Count. Had I been, none of the rest of this story might have happened.
I won't, Papa. I won't. You can't make me. You don't have to pay this debt. The Count himself told you.
It's a matter of honor.
Well, I don't think it's that at all. Charles thinks that the Count cheated you.
You can't cheat at backgammon, my dear.
Yes, you can if... well, what did Charles call it? If you switch the dice.
Now, even if he could have changed his as far ahead as I was, it was impossible for him to win without any bad luck with my dice.
But Charles says that he could have palmed your dice.
Charles says. What does he know about it?
Well, he just graduated the head of his College of Mathematics.
Yeah, to be a teacher. A poor enough living at best, but enough. I must pay him the money.
Well, sell the house. But don't sell me, Papa.
I have to think of your future. The Count is well born, rich. He is a much-traveled, brilliant man who can introduce you to a life of ease and comfort.
I don't want a life of ease and comfort. I want a life of love and happiness. Oh, no, Papa. No, there's no way that you can make me.
Hush, Claire, beloved. I intend to honor my debt. I can do no less. That means I can leave you no dowry. I think we owe it to Charles to let him know that.
Papa, Charles Charles and I don't need anything from you. We can take care of ourselves. Charles has a teaching job waiting, and we don't need much as long as we have each other.
It's midday. I think I'd take a rest in the study before lunch. Go join your intended, darling. I've interfered enough with your holiday.
After Claire had come out and told me of her interview with her father, I had taken some provisions down to the small day sailor and was returning back to the house to pick up Claire and the picnic she had been preparing when the shot came directly from the house, from the area of the study. I started running immediately, and as I reached the terrace, I heard... What happened?
He shot himself.
Let me see, Claire.
No, I'm afraid to. Is he?
No. His pulse is still quite strong. And he's breathing.
Yes.
Don't let him move till I get a doctor.
No.
Thank God John isn't far off. Here, use my handkerchief and my scarf to stem the blood.
Yes.
Use pressure.
I will.
Try to keep him from bleeding any more than you can.
Just hurry.
How is he, John?
He's alive. He's lost quite a bit of blood, but that's not serious.
But he's alive.
Yes.
Should he be removed to hospital?
I don't think that's necessary, or even advisable under the circumstances.
What do you mean?
The bullet entered the throat, passed through the mouth, and came out near the temple.
Don't try to hide anything, John. We've got to know sooner or later.
In my opinion, your father will recover, but there's been brain damage.
Oh.
Not unlike an apoplectic stroke. I'd be less than honest if I didn't tell you there'll be a high degree of paralysis in the left side at the least. Your father will be fortunate if he can ever walk again.
Is that all? Don't hold back.
At the best, you'll need someone to nurse and care for him the balance of his life. I'm sorry, but it's safer to face the truth.
I know John. He's my closest friend. And I thought he was being cautious. But he was telling the exact truth. It was soon enough obvious that Colonel Willoughby would be a helpless invalid for the rest of his life. And to care and house him, there seemed only one normal solution.
There just isn't any other way out, Charles. Papa has other debts. The house is heavily mortgaged, and even its sale won't help much. Papa is going to need the kind of care that you and I can't provide for him.
I'd argue that. And for sure, there's one thing. You are not going to marry the Count.
What else can I do? Although he can't find any way to say it. Papa feels that he's made a marriage contract.
I don't understand. I never will. Your father brought all this on himself.
Well, he is my father, and I can't abandon him. I'm writing this, my darling, because I am not brave enough to tell you in person. I have signed a marriage contract with the Count that will provide for my father's care for the rest of his life. For 20 years, he has taken care of me. I cannot shirk my responsibilities to offer him the same in return. I am sending this to you by John's hand. Please, for both our sakes, let it be goodbye, for there is nothing left for us but tears. But oh, I love you so, and always will.
I'll be if I'll accept it, John.
What else can you do?
I could shoot the Count.
What would that serve?
Well, then Claire and I could be married, and we'd take care of her father.
We've been over that. It wouldn't work, Charles.
Even if you weren't arrested and guillotined. Well, there must be some way out. I could go to the Count and beg him.
For what? To give up marrying a woman he desires and also settle 30 or 40,000 pounds for the care and maintenance of her half-alive father?
Well, at this point, anything's worth a chance.
I'm afraid this is an impossible gamble. Far better that...
Gamble? Gamble, of course. That's the answer. Have you a pack of cards?
Yes. They're in the drawer beside you.
I'll take a new deck. Open it. Shuffle the cards. Remember I said I would play anything but cards when the Count suggested that friendly dice game?
Yes?
Well, let me show you why. I could take all night to shuffle these cards, but this will suffice to illustrate. Cut them. Cut them as many times as you want.
Well, what's the point?
Do as I say.
Very well.
This has always been a hobby with me. Up till now. You know the game of poker?
I should. I've lost enough at it.
You needn't have. If I'd been dealing. What do you want? 2 pair? Full house? Flush? Just call it.
You can deal me anything you want?
Provided I can stack the deck.
But that's cheating.
What did you think the Count was doing in the backgammon game he won that ruined the Colonel?
Can you prove it?
Only by playing his game. I couldn't guess his mechanical means, and he won't be able to guess mine.
Bad luck that your horse should throw a shoe, but Kadrash will treat his horse and have him reshod as good as new. In the meantime, what can I offer you, gentlemen? Sherry, brandy?
I'm not much for drinking by daylight. How about a game of chance to while the time away?
Perhaps, if these stakes are interesting enough.
I think I can make them as interesting as you want.
As for example?
If I win, you tear up Colonel Willoughby's IOU and the contract of marriage to Claire.
And if you lose?
I give you my life.
Charles, wait.
Quiet, John.
What on earth would I do with your life, Mr. Fleming?
As long as I live, you have no hope of winning Claire's love. With me out of the way is your only chance.
Ah, now you tempt me. What is the game?
I suggest bluff, or poker, if you prefer to call it that.
With a third hand?
No, John can be the arbiter, or my second, if you wish. You have Kadrash for yours.
It begins to sound more and more like a duel.
If you would prefer that.
Oh, no, by all means. I wish you no harm. And perhaps you should have your chance. But suppose I refuse?
Then I will kill you first, before myself.
Dear me, such a fire-breather, pistol in hand. I tell you what, I accept all your conditions, but add one of my own. To the winner goes this watch. The same time we met before, it sounded its delicate chimes. Win all, lose all. Your beloved, your father-in-law's medical care, this watch, as against your life. Oh, the more fool I, but I never can resist the wager.
Poker is a game of nerves and minor bluffs, of risks against odds, of learning to sit back and wait, of finding the big hand and losing or winning. If there is no cheating, I played from the beginning for the big kill. My life against all the cash the Count had, plus his papers, plus his exquisite watch with its lovely musical chime. Then, at last, the big hand. The Count sitting pat with the unbeatable flush in spades. I had dealt him. Cards?
I play these.
The dealer takes 2. You bet.
10,000 pounds.
Meet you and raise the same. Back and forth we raised. It no longer matters the sum we arrived at. The Count broke first and called me. Diamond flush, royal.
By the devil. You had the nerve to draw 2 cards to that against my straight flush, 9 to king?
I was gambling for my life.
So you win, then. You have your girl, your freedom to marry, and the watch.
I don't want to accept it.
Ah, no, you must. That is the game as it is played. But I must wind it. How stupid of me. It is no longer my duty. You wind it, sir.
Is that necessary at the moment?
Since you own it, decide for yourself. Open the back.
I opened it. Like all those old hunter watches, after you bent back the rear flange, the works were still covered by a second gold door. On this one were engraved the words, "Wind me at 6, or before the sun sets, or by 12 that same day, your own sun sets."
Which of us is loser or winner, Mr. Fleming, eh? You have your girl. But have a care for your life.
Curiouser and curiouser, said Alice in Wonderland. Stranger and stranger, we can say, as this story turns and twists. Who is Count Dravenescu really? Does the watch have some magic power? Or is superstition enough to create that power in the lovely jeweled watch with its golden hands? I'll return shortly with Act 3.
When you buy a mid-sized car, you expect certain things from it. Mainly, a reasonable combination of comfort and economy. Well, friend, Buick has a mid-size to meet your expectations. The 1975 Century Regal. It's a joy to look at, a joy to ride in, and Buick's new V6 engine makes it a joy to drive, especially past gas stations.
Buick Century Regal, dedicated to the free spirit in just about everyone.
Sure, I've heard that phrase, give to the college of your choice. Good idea. And I know all colleges need more money, what with inflation and all. It's just that since I graduated, I've been so busy, not just with my career, but with the community affairs, too, I haven't found the time to reevaluate.
Take the time now and give more to the college of your choice. Now.
A public service message of this station and the Advertising Council.
This week, Everett's Jewelers' $1 million sale of outstanding estate jewelry will be shown at Everett's in Preston Center and Highland Park. It's your opportunity to save hundreds of dollars on fabulous estate jewelry assembled from all over the world, featuring an outstanding collection of fine diamonds, opals, emeralds, sapphires, and other precious stones in gold and platinum settings. The entire collection has been priced hundreds of dollars below its actual appraised value, and Everett's offers these outstanding savings just when fine diamonds and other precious gems are one of the best investments you can make, and just in time for special Christmas giving, too. You'll find antiques, contemporary designs, and reproductions. No two are alike. The collection will be shown for just 1 week at Everett's in Preston Center and Highland Park.
We want to be a part of your life.
Everett's $1 million estate sale. Preston Center and Highland Park stores only. Everett's Jewelers.
Every watch that runs, every clock that ticks, tells away the hours of a man's life. But none so specifically as this curious chronometer claims to. If it is really dangerous. Certainly, as Charles reports back joyfully to Claire, nothing is further from his mind than the watch, or that it might have any significance in his future.
I feel as if someone reprieved me from the Bastille. Just before my personal tumbrel was about to roll.
You're sure you don't harbor any secret desire for Count Dravenescu?
Oh, what would make you say that?
A slightly guilty conscience.
You?
I had to run my own bluff to get him into the card game.
But you offered your life for me.
My life would have meant nothing to him. Except? Well, I had to say that as long as I was alive, he could never hope for your love or regard.
Which was only the truth.
I hope.
Oh, I want you to believe.
I believe. But
What?
Well, there's something about this man. You have to sense that somehow he has enormous powers, enormous resources.
But he can't touch us now, Charles.
I cheated the Count, you know.
He cheated my father, you said.
Yes, but two wrongs don't make a right. I'm sentimentalist enough to wish I could have won you in fair battle.
Oh, you didn't have to win me, Charles. I was, am, and always will be yours. Nothing can interfere with that. Charles, just to make sure, will you do something for me?
Anything.
Well, you've already proved that. But just once more, will you drive me out to the villa? I want to talk to the Count myself.
There's no need for that.
You're not afraid I'll change my mind?
Of course not, but I only sense that any contact with Count Vladimir Dravanescu is fraught with a kind of inexpressible danger. Feeling like a superstitious fool, I agreed to drive her out the following afternoon. I dressed carefully and scrupulously for the encounter, forgetting no bauble that would suggest that I was more well-to-do than was actually the case, and not forgetting a pistol, because I had no trust in the Count. The one thing I forgot, or who knows, I was spelled into forgetting, was the watch.
So, this is the famous, or should I say infamous, Villa des Espoirs.
Look at the bronze statues.
I'm looking. Oh, they're so lifelike.
Hope that old legend John tells isn't true.
Look, Charles, one of the statues is missing.
That's the one that was struck by lightning first night John and I were here.
Well, let's forget that for a moment. Charles?
Yes, dear?
Will you let me see the Count alone? I think I can make an easier peace between us.
Whatever was said between them left Claire happy and released by the time she returned to me. I suppose he duped her as thoroughly as he duped me, by consuming time. It wasn't until we were leaving that I realized that it was almost 6. It was a late sunset that evening. On the way back, Claire couldn't understand my reckless haste.
Charles, we have to drive so fast.
What time is it?
Just before 6. What's the matter?
Oh, just something foolish. You know this road. Can we make it back home before 6?
No, not a chance. Why does it matter? Father has his nerves. Why do we have to hurry so dangerously?
On the way home, I should have told Claire about the watch and its special chimes, which musically told the hour and the legend about its winding, and the 6 hours of life that were left to the one who owned it and forgot to wind it before 6 o'clock. But it seemed such a ridiculous fancy that I decided to forget about it. Except suddenly I was assailed by an unreasonable pain in my stomach.
What is it, darling?
I don't know, dear. Just a sort of a cramp.
But you're in pain.
Not anymore. I must have thrown a muscle out of alignment for a moment. I'm fine now. How soon will we be back at the house?
Oh, not about 15 minutes or less.
Good. I couldn't wait to get home to rewind the watch in the hope of gaining some relief. For instead of just my former slight twinge of superstition about the watch's deadly warning, the pain and a sort of creeping paralysis that seemed to be affecting me had changed my mind. I no longer considered that malicious message a joke in bad taste, but perhaps the literal truth. That damnable watch. When I snatched it out of my bureau drawer, it was running. The hands at 6:30. And the chimes, which had sounded so sweet and gentle before now, rang in my ears stridently as if tolling my approaching death. I tried to wind it, but the stem was frozen as I was becoming myself. The agonizing pain was spreading out like some evil flower, and already I felt like a corpse with rigor mortis setting in. Pocketing the watch, I went first to see John.
There's no particular symptom I can put my finger on, except I don't like your reflexes.
What's the matter with them?
Well, they're sluggish. Your pulse and heartbeats are a little slower than normal. I'd like to put you in the hospital for observation.
No.
Certainly by tomorrow, if you don't improve.
If I don't improve by tomorrow, I'll be... There's only one person who can help me now. You cheated me into winning that watch from you.
My dear Mr. Fleming, you were the cheat. You cold-decked me.
You knew?
Young man, you are talking to a professional. You were an amateur. Oh, an accomplished one, but still...
I've never cheated in a game of cards in my life before. But I felt I could against you, since I know you cheated Claire's father in that backgammon game.
Certainly I did. All is fair in love and war, correct?
But why did you let me win?
You told me that yourself. To get rid of that watch.
But you must help me. You call off the charm or whatever it is.
That is beyond my power.
And I'm doomed. There's nothing I can do. But at least, whether I'm or alive, you will never have Claire. Thank God I saved her from you.
So you did. Alas, poor child, she will mourn you, Mr. Fleming. I have no wish to hurt her, so perhaps I can offer you some help.
What? How?
I have the power to give you an extension of 24 hours.
What good is that?
Time enough to go to Monsieur Jardinet, the jeweler, first thing tomorrow morning. Have him act as your agent to sell this quickly. Make the price low enough so that someone will be sure to take it as a bargain.
I hope I'll last till tomorrow. It's almost 7 o'clock. I came to tell you dinner was almost ready. If you're up to it.
Oh, of course I do. But first, Charles, now that Father is... We're not going to wait to get married, are we?
I'm ready tonight. Tomorrow at the latest.
Oh, well, I may need a little more time than that. But I'm glad. Because now I can give you your wedding present. Oh, I'm so pleased. I just found it today at Monsieur Jardinet's. And it's such a bargain. Oh, I hope you don't have one like it.
What is it?
It's a watch. Look, how lovely. And listen to that lovely chime. Just like Big Ben. And then, after, it'll strike the hour and...
What is it? What's...
Ah, just a pain. It'll go.
Claire, did you wind a watch at 6 o'clock?
No. Monsieur Jardin said it was wound tightly, and it would run until tomorrow. Oh, Charles, what are you doing? Put me down. Where are we going?
Villa des Espoirs and the Count. Pray God he has a little kindness left in him.
You two little fools to deny me what I want. Whatever I cannot have, I destroy.
You refuse to help Claire. Extend her the same time at least you extended me.
I not only refuse, I am going to revel in watching your beloved who dare to turn me down, freeze in immobility, like all the other statues that line the driveway.
At least I can deny you that.
Charles, no! Oh, Charles!
No bullet can touch me, Mr. Fleming. No human agency.
Then kill me with her. I will not live without Claire.
I will be glad to oblige you. After you have watched your beloved die in agony.
You devil!
The Antichrist. That's who he is. But God is on our side. You said no human agency could touch you. But they say God listens to a virgin's prayer. I call on him to strike you dead. Oh!
A bolt burst through the window, its jagged blade entering the Count's head, down through his feet, and into the floor. He was one molten blaze of heat, from which we had to turn away. And by the time we turned back, he was gone. And with him, the watch, and all Claire's pain. Already a raging fire had started, and together we fled to Villa des Espoirs. Nor would we have stopped our headlong rush except for one astounding sight, which has remained in the back of our minds, serving to make sharper and greater our thanks to God for the long and happy marriage we still enjoy. Look, Claire.
Where?
The empty statue base. Empty no longer. John used to sneak in here as a child. No wonder the Count looked familiar to him. Frozen forever again in bronze was Count Dravanescu, his body twisted as if in some inner agony, his face seamed with pain, and that watch in his hand.
Villa Desespoir burned to the ground that same night, and the property was disposed of for taxes. All of the statues were sold, except the one of the Count, which could not find a buyer. And so he stands alone in his eternal torture, watch in hand, waiting for a reprieve, which will never come again. I'll be back shortly.
Give your hand to a friend. Give your heart to your love. But give your cold to contact. The sooner the better.
The common cold is a rotten thing. You miss so much. Sneezing, drips, and congestion can drag you down. Then ask yourself the contact question. 6 or 3 or 1? You'd need 6 cold tablets, 2 every 4 hours, or 3 ounces of Cold's liquid, 1 every 4 hours, or just 1 contact for up to 12 hours continuous relief of those symptoms. That's daytime, then nighttime relief. Both the others have things for aches and fever, and the liquid, something for coughs. Not found in Contact 600 tiny time pills.
Give your cold to contact.
6 or 3 or 1. Take Contact. Only as directed.
The only pity of today's tale, I suppose, is that the Count Vadim Dravanescu, as he called himself, could only have been a minor demon. What a pity it wasn't the head man himself. But, as all of us can plainly see every day, the devil's work is never done. I'm sure we'll be meeting him in one form or another in other tales. But then perhaps we shouldn't object too much. He does put a lot of excitement into our tales. Our cast included Jay Gregory, Marion Seldes, Robert Dryden, and Ian Martin. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
Why must he die?
He will not die. He becomes part of the body and the spirit, the flesh and the blood of Tezcatlipoca.
No!
Are you a royal princess or a slave girl?
Don't go, Gold Eagle. Refuse.
Refuse? Refuse? Yes, you may refuse, Gold Eagle, and spend the rest of your life as a slave.
But it will be life.
And you will spend every lifetime till eternity as a fugitive from the wrath of Tezcatlipoca. Gold Eagle.
His heart will be of no use to Tezcatlipoca if he is not freely given.
The sun is about to reach its highest point. We must decide, Gold Eagle. At this moment, we must know your decision.
Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
What's in your lunchbox? Liverwurst on rye, potato chips, and an orange. What's in yours?
I got a piece of paper.
You got a what?
Yeah, a piece of newspaper. My wife must be cracking.
Well, what does it say?
Well, it's an ad for Bonanza, the fancy steak place.
Yeah.
Says they got a steak luncheon for $1.19.
Hey.
$1.19 for a steak at Bonanza.
Let me see that.
Yeah.
No, see? This is right.
Where?
You get a steak, a tossed salad, Texas toast. Here, look at this. You get free refills on soda. Let's go.
What about your liverwurst?
You crazy? A steak for $1.19 and you want me to eat liverwurst? Let's go before they change their mind.
The Bonanza steak lunch for $1.19 is real. You get a delicious Bonanza steak, a crisp tossed salad, and our Texas toast for about the same price you pay to bring lunch in a brown bag. $1.19. You can't beat Bonanza.
There's a Bonanza restaurant near you. Locations in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Arlington, Irving, Paris, McKinney, Sherman, Denton, Plano, Corsicana, Louisville, and Greenville.
KRLD, Dallas.
CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. I hope you're ready for a journey into the bizarre, into the very, very strange, for that's where we're going. A round-trip journey, of course, but one we promise you won't forget. Sarah and David Hughes have just finished dinner and have taken their coffee out to the patio, where dusk is coming in behind a lovely sunset, and the world seems bathed in serenity. But beware of peaceful places at peaceful times. Things change. Sometimes suddenly.
David.
I was almost asleep.
David, what is that up there?
What's what? Up where?
Up there, in the sky, there's funny lights.
This is a jet, I guess. We'll be hearing it in a few seconds.
A jet making a circle of light? They don't come in from that direction. They're not fast either, David. It looks as if it's heading straight for us.
Nonsense. Of course it isn't heading straight for us.
David! A flying saucer.
Oh, come off it, Sarah.
An unidentified flying object. We actually saw it.
Sarah, it was nothing of the sort. It was simply... Well, it was...
Can you identify it?
Well, no, not offhand.
An unidentified flying object. David, we've made a sighting.
Our mystery drama, The Sighting, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Fielden Farrington and stars Kim Hunter. It is sponsored in part by UFO sightings, although they are remarkable, are not uncommon. There have been, who's to say, thousands of them, maybe tens of thousands, if you include those that have gone unreported. Of course, some people poo-poo them as optical illusions or weather balloons or light reflections on clouds or even just plain imagination. But others, many others, take them quite seriously and would like very much to know what and why and possibly even who they are. Sarah and David have certainly seen something, though they don't agree about what it was.
You know the trouble with you, honey. You let your imagination run away with you. You see a funny light in the sky, and wham, it's a flying saucer.
Well, you can't say it wasn't a flying saucer. You don't know what it was any more than I do.
But, Sarah, when you can't explain something a little out of the ordinary, you don't pounce on the most unlikely explanation you can find and close your mind to all the others?
Look who's talking about closed minds.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm a little bit conservative. Bankers get that way, I'm told.
And man, are you ever a banker?
Well, don't knock it. It buys a lot of goodies.
No contest. I think I'll go next door and ask Bea and Harry if they saw it. Want to come along?
So what? Oh, yeah, the thing. Sarah, I really wish you wouldn't do that.
Why not, for heaven's sake?
Well, I'd just as soon it didn't get around. I mean, that we saw... Well, the first vice president of a bank doesn't see flying saucers. He just doesn't, Sarah.
Okay. The first vice president didn't see it. He's as blind as a bat.
Yeah.
But his wife saw it.
Sarah,
Look,
I don't want you to talk about it.
how do we know what they are? How do we know what they're doing here? What the purpose is? How can we be sure that they don't mean us some kind of harm, David? I think we ought to report it.
No. You're not to say a word about this to anyone. Now, look, honey, old man Ellsworth is talking about retiring again, and this time J.D. thinks he means it. And if he does go, J.D. will almost certainly move up to chairman of the board, and that leaves the presidency open. I'm the first vice president. But can't you see, Sarah?
Look, I think that's wonderful, David. You know I do, but I can't see what it has to do with...
Well, I've just told you. I'll have to ask you to take my word for it. I want you to promise not to say a word about this thing we saw, not to anybody.
Anybody home? Oh, hi, Bee. You got any shopping to do this morning? I don't think so, no. How about a cup of coffee? Okay. They're supposed to have some fresh whiting at Avery's today. Doesn't David have a big thing about whiting? Yes, David has a big thing about whiting, but he's more likely to get cold stew and leftover parsnips. Oh? Garnished with arsenic. Bad one, huh? Honestly, Bee. You ought to thank your lucky stars you're not married to a banker. Oh, I don't know. You ever try living with a man who was in wholesale pharmaceuticals? Give him whiting. That's my advice. He can't eat and quarrel at the same time. Did you and David see that thing come over last night? Come over? Fly over, you know. Looked like a flying saucer to me. But Harry said it was a jet with some fancy new kind of lights or something. I never heard a jet sound like that. Oh, no, I guess we must have missed it. Why, doesn't Harry believe in flying saucers? Wouldn't believe in one if it landed smack on top of him. They still playing bridge tonight? As far as I know, it's your house. Want me to bring anything? Money. It's our turn to win. You want me to get some whiting for you if Avery has it? Oh, would you mind? Not much. Sure, I'll bring it over later. I'll tell you one thing. I don't ever want to fly in a jet that sounds the way that thing last night sounded.
Good morning, David. Oh, morning, J.D. You busy right now? Nothing top priority, no. Well, come on into my office. I've got some news for you. Sure thing. You, read this thing this morning? Oh, the Times. I glanced through it before I left the house. A couple of people out your way claim they saw a flying saucer. Oh, I read that, yes. One of the fellows belongs to my club, as a matter of fact. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes next time he goes into that locker room. You know, I don't understand people. I just can't figure them out. Fella sees something up there he never saw before, and he goes running around like a chicken with its head off, yelling, flying saucer. Well, they think he is some kind of aeronautics expert or something. Sit down, David. Thanks. What would you say if I told you old Ellsworth finally made up his mind? Well, I'd say congratulations, J.D. He's retiring the end of the year. Made up his mind yesterday afternoon, apparently. Plans to announce it sometime later today. Congratulations, J.D. Oh, no. It's premature, my boy, premature. Board has to vote on the new chairman. There's no guarantee they'll pick me. I can be pretty crusty sometimes, you know. Made some enemies. That's your year's salary. Oh, yeah. Bankers don't gamble now. Had to vote on the new president, too, of course, but, you've got me in there lobbying for you. Thanks, J.D. Nonsense. Best man for the job. Would be anyway if he didn't sit around loafing all day in the boss's office. Well, I guess I'd better get back to work. I guess you had. And, David. Yes, J.D. Try not to see any flying saucers. Wouldn't help a bit. Sarah Hughes. Sarah, I know you're in here. There's nothing to be afraid of. I must speak to you.
How did you do that?
Do what, Sarah?
When you talk, your lips don't move. Well, anyway, I couldn't see them move. It sounded as if you were talking through that little black box strapped on your chest.
Yes, you are quite right. You see, we don't have any vocal equipment.
We? Who's we?
We come from a very long way off.
Like Mars?
No, much farther. Another galaxy altogether.
I told David. I told him.
Yes, we sensed that you were sympathetic.
Then what do you use? Mental telepathy?
That's what you would call it, yes.
And the box?
I think into the box, you might say. It comes out English. Other languages, too, of course, depending upon the setting. I'm glad you are not frightened.
If I were, I wouldn't let you know. Look, where you come from, do you just walk into strangers' houses?
I am very sorry, but I had to speak to you. It's really quite urgent.
About what?
We need your help.
To do what? Take over the earth?
You mustn't say that. You mustn't think it. We're on a friendly mission. My colleagues and I, we're what you might call a scouting party. We must know more about your planet before we can be sure that it is safe to... We want to help you.
We're doing all right.
Are you? Really, Sarah?
Look, what's your name? You keep using mine. Don't you think I should know yours?
I have no... We do not use names in the sense you mean. I have a designation, of course, but there is no way to convey it to you.
It's pretty weird. And how did you find out what my name is?
We were able to pick it up. We get very dim readings from your minds. Actually, yours is the clearest we've been able to pick up so far. We need someone to cooperate with us so that we can learn more.
And that's what you want me to do?
Yes, Sarah, it is.
Well, come back tomorrow.
I don't understand.
I'll have to talk to my husband about
it. That is exactly what you must not do. Do you understand me? You must not consult your husband. You're not to tell him even that you have spoken with me. I want you to understand that very clearly. He is not to know that we have contacted you.
Then you'd better just go back onto your flying saucer and fly away. I'm not sure I want to speak to you again.
You will, though, Sarah. You will.
You don't believe me, do you?
Of course I believe you, honey. Have I ever accused you of lying to me?
All the same, you don't believe me.
What did he look like, this man you saw?
Well, he wasn't green, if that's what you mean. He didn't have tentacles or flippers or any of that. His hair was kind of coppery and funny. More like chicken down than hair. I didn't notice the color of his eyes. His face seemed all right, except that his ears were flat against his head. He was tall and too skinny to look healthy. By our standards, that is.
Mm-hmm. How was he dressed?
Ordinary. Except for a box he had sort of taped onto his chest. Brown slacks and a kind of yellow shirt, open at the throat. But the clothes didn't look right on him. You don't believe one word of this, do you?
Now, Sarah, I haven't said I don't believe you. All I'm saying is that you're tired and overwrought.
And seeing things. Look, I'm not sure I want to play bridge tonight. Sit there all evening being humored. And, well, I'm not at all sure I want to do it.
Look, I'll tell you what. You trot upstairs and take a little rest. Now, wait, then, just let me finish. You are tired. You are overwrought. You don't deny that, do you?
Well...
So why shouldn't you take a little rest? Now, what's wrong with that? And when you get up, if you don't feel like playing bridge, we won't play bridge, okay? Doesn't that sound fair enough?
Well, all right.
Fine. Right now. You close the bedroom door and see if you can't actually sleep. Will you do that for me?
Okay. But if I did see that man and talk to him. I really did.
The whole thing an hallucination? Let's not be too sure it wasn't just because we heard it ourselves. After all, we were primarily interested in what Sarah heard, weren't we? Or thought she heard. Let's not rule out the possibility that we were hallucinating along with her. Perhaps we'll learn the truth about that when I return shortly with Act 2. David and Sarah had spent the evening playing bridge with Bea and Harry Vincent. But their minds haven't been on the game. Sarah's is more on the events of the day just ending. How often do you speak with a man from outer space? Now the game and the evening have finally come to an end.
David, my friend, we ought to do this more often.
Yeah.
You owe us, you can check my arithmetic if you want to. You owe us $3.76.
With the cards you two held, how could you lose?
Oh, come on, don't grouse, David. About 10 more nights like this, and maybe we could get even. Oh, it was all my fault. I told you I didn't feel like playing bridge tonight, Dave.
Oh, forget it. You were no worse than I was.
Well, after all, it's only a game.
Yeah, said he, tucking away his winnings. I wonder if I drank $3.76 worth of beer.
Well, there's more out in the kitchen. Come on out. Maybe you can break even.
Now, what are those two cooking up? Oh, I don't know. Is the fight still going on? With you and David, I mean? Left over from last night. You haven't been acting like yourselves at all tonight, either of you. Oh, it's one of those things. I guess it happens to everybody. David, don't you think we ought to go now? You have to work tomorrow.
Okay, honey. He's a good man, you're David. You don't have to worry about that.
David? What did Harry mean when we were leaving? Who's a good man?
Oh, honey, turn the light off, will you?
Something to do with me, isn't it?
Okay, you'll have to know anyway. I asked Harry for the name of a good psychiatrist.
A psychiatrist?
Yes, earlier. I called the doctor before we left, too. Told him it was an emergency. I got an appointment for you for tomorrow morning. But it is an emergency. You don't realize how... I knew you were going to be angry. Sarah?
I'm not angry. If he's any good, maybe he'll be able to convince you I'm not seeing things.
Sarah, I've got to get to the office on time this morning, today of all days, but I'll meet you at the doctor's office. Now, your appointment is for 11 o'clock. You won't forget it, will you?
Look, you don't have to be there if you have a busy day. I can handle it alone.
No, nothing of the sort. And after the session, we'll have some lunch. Someplace fancy, huh? It'll be all right, Sarah. You'll see.
again.
Sarah, I must speak to you.
Do you know that you may very well be nothing but a figment of my imagination?
I think that you are tired. Did you sleep well last night?
What do you think? And wouldn't a figment of my imagination at least move his lips a little when he talks?
I can see that you are very sleepy. Oh, yes, very sleepy.
Look, I didn't ask you in.
You are almost too sleepy to stand, aren't you? Here. Why don't you sit here? You'll be much more comfortable.
Well...
That's better, isn't it? You're able to relax now. Relax and rest. Relax and rest. Float and sleep. You are asleep now, aren't you? Yes. Fast asleep. You will do as I tell you.
Yes, I will do as you tell me.
Good. Pinch your arm, Sarah. With your right hand, pinch your left arm. No, harder than that. You can feel nothing. You feel no pain.
No pain.
Very well. I am going to perform a minor surgical operation now. You will feel no pain, of course. A simple incision at the base of the skull. There will be no bleeding. Now, what I am inserting, Sarah, is a very small device which your body will in no way reject. It is in every way compatible. By means of this device, it is better you know this, Sarah, although you will not be aware of it later. Through this device, we shall be able to read your thoughts and participate in them, guide them. This will be possible at great distances, light years, actually. You are now sutured, what you would call sutured. There is no wound, no scar. You felt no pain. Did you, Sarah?
No pain.
And yet your own doctors would find this type of surgery very difficult, if indeed at all possible to perform. Now, do you know what I have just done?
Yes.
Tell me.
You've planted a device at the base of my skull so that you can read my thoughts and guide them.
Yes. You must listen carefully to what I tell you now. Do you understand, Sarah?
I must listen carefully.
You will emerge from your hypnotic state when you hear the sound of my vehicle leaving. Is that clear?
Yes. When I hear your spaceship fly away.
You will not remember having seen me today at all. Please repeat that for me.
I will not remember having seen you at all today.
And all you will remember about my visit yesterday is that you made it up as a joke. It did not really happen.
I didn't see you yesterday. It was a joke I made up.
Very well. When I leave the room, you will fall into a deep sleep. When you hear our vehicle moving away, you will awaken feeling as though you have a long, healing night's rest. Is all that clear?
It's all clear.
You busy, Dave?
Harry! No, come on in. Aren't you a little out of your territory?
Well, yeah, I am. I knocked off and came over here because, Bea called me a few minutes ago to say she's seen the thing, too.
Seen what?
The saucer, the flying saucer.
Oh, Bea saw it?
Yeah, says she did. Says it was hovering there right over your backyard with a door open, like practically the whole side of a ship, she said. And it kind of
stairway coming right down onto your lawn.
Oh, come on, not B2. What are they trying to do to us?
Well, to tell you the truth, Dave, I don't think B was putting it on. She can't lie worth a nickel, and she sounded scared, really scared. And anyway, that's not all.
For Pete's sake.
She'd started out shopping, see, and forgot to take a list with her, so that's why she went back. I mean, that's how she happened to see the thing in the first place.
All right.
So, she went back in the house and was watching through the window, and I swear, Dave, this is what she said. A tall, skinny man came walking out of your back door and went up the stairway and into the saucer. Then it made that crazy whooshing noise like we heard the other night. I did hear that, Dave. I honestly did. And it didn't really sound much like a jet. Well, anyway, it made that noise and took off. Like 1,000 miles a minute, B says.
You think it's true?
Well, unless B's blown her mind, too. She said she wanted to go right over to your place and see if Sarah was all right, but she was afraid to. Yeah, I think it might be true, Dave. I think, anyway, we ought to go out there and see. Oh, there's B. She must have been waiting at our front door.
You'd never get here, you two.
Is Sarah all right, B?
I haven't seen her. I can't help it. I was scared. You didn't see that awful-looking thing just hanging up there over your backyard, or the weirdo that came out of your house. Can we go in now? I don't mind as long as I'm with you.
Yeah, okay.
I don't suppose one of them's still in there. I mean, since the thing took off. It wouldn't go away and leave one of them behind, would it?
I'm still not ready to believe
You'd believe it if you'd seen it.
Sarah?
Yes, David? Oh, I thought you were going to meet me at the doctor's office. Well, what's this, a delegation?
Are you all right, Sarah?
Why wouldn't I be all right?
Sarah, did anything happen this morning?
Not a thing. Not unless you count me falling asleep, sitting bolt upright in a straight kitchen chair. I really must have been on my feet.
The man from the flying saucer didn't show up?
Oh, come on. Don't you think we've had about enough of that nonsense?
Nonsense?
Sarah, I saw him. I saw him come walking right out your back door, plain as day, and get into his saucer and go. I saw that, Sarah. I really did.
Oh, please, let's not anymore. So I made up a silly story. Now, I'm sorry I did. I never dreamed you'd all take me so seriously.
Now, wait a minute. There's something wrong here. You were taking it seriously enough last night. Now, don't try to tell me you weren't.
It was just a joke, David.
A joke?
I wish you could all see yourselves. You look as if you'd just come in from a funeral or something.
Sarah, if it was just a joke, why didn't you say so when I told you about the psychiatrist?
No, I'm all mixed up. I swear I saw a tall, skinny man with funny hair get into a flying saucer and fly away. If it was just a joke you made up, Sarah, maybe I'm the one who needs a psychiatrist, because I saw that. I know I did.
All right. Sarah's going to keep her appointment, aren't you, Sarah?
I don't see any point, David. You'd just be throwing your money away.
Well, still, if I ask you to, you will, won't you?
Well, if you want me to, why not? I can't see what good it's going to do, but I guess it can't do any harm.
No, Sarah.
What?
What? I didn't say anything.
You are not to see the psychiatrist. Is that clear, Sarah? You will not see the psychiatrist.
Who said that?
What? Nobody said anything.
Didn't you hear it? B.
I didn't hear anything.
You will do as you are told. You will refuse to see the psychiatrist.
Who are you?
Sarah.
I can cause you pain, Sarah. I can cause you great pain.
David, what is it? Somebody keeps... Don't you hear that voice?
I don't hear anything, Sarah.
I do not want to cause you pain, Sarah, but I will if I must. You are not to see the psychiatrist.
Come on. We better go, honey. The appointment's for 11 o'clock.
All right, I'm coming.
I'm sorry, Sarah. Truly, I am.
David. Oh, David! David, make it stop!
Sarah.
Make it stop!
I hope you didn't feel the pain along with Sarah. It would have convinced you, of course, as I'm sure it has convinced the people in our story, that the man from outer space is real and not altogether friendly. If there is any doubt lingering in your mind, however, I believe it will be dispelled when I return shortly with Act 3. This is WBBM Chicago, News Radio 78. The willingness of the open mind to accept the new and seemingly miraculous, at least as an hypothesis, has always faced opposition from the less flexible mind, which finds the status quo easier to live with. David, however, as well as Bea and Harry, has had a convincing demonstration that the new is only the as yet unknown. Bea and Harry are waiting in Dr. Freuling's reception room. David has taken Sarah into the doctor's office.
Now, just lie down here and rest. And help me with her, will you, Mr. Hughes?
Please, make it stop.
Honey, do what the doctor says. Lie down and try to take it easy. Just do as the doctor says. She seems to be in a great deal of pain, Doctor.
No, she is in pain. There's no doubt whatever about that. What causes the pain, this is what we must learn first of all.
Well, can't you give her something?
I think best not to do that until I have learned what has happened to her.
Sarah, refuse to speak with this doctor, this psychiatrist. Tell him only what you have been ordered to say. You have seen no man from a flying saucer. It was only a silly joke. Leave his office. Nobody can force you to stay. And go home. Do only this and there will be no more pain.
You are asleep now, Sarah. You are in a deep, restful sleep. You are resting in a quiet, lovely place where there is no pain. No pain, only rest.
You will not sleep. You are uncomfortable. There's no severe pain now, but you know there will be if you listen to this man.
Now, Sarah, I want you to tell me exactly what happened this morning before David came back from his office.
I can't, Dr. Froiling.
Uh-huh. Well, it is not yet. We try again.
Dr. Freuling, if it's going to keep on like this, I think we'd better just quit.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
We are on the right track. He was there this morning. She told me that much before he got through to her again. We are going to win, Mr. Hughes.
Well, win or lose, what's going to be left of Sarah?
All of her, Mr. Hughes. More than there is of her now. Sarah, shall we try again?
I can't, Dr. Froiling. You won't let me. You don't know how it hurts.
It's no good, Sarah. You know it is no good.
Now, try to relax and clear your mind of everything but what I say to you.
I'll try.
Sarah, what did the man do when he came to see you this morning?
He said he asked me... Oh, no! No, Doctor. He asked me to help him. Stop it! Stop it, please!
Sarah, you are under my control, not his. Pain will never stop
try. Help me, and it will all be finished sooner than you think. How did he want you to help him?
Will be worse. The pain will be worse.
He wanted me to... He wanted me... Oh, God, make it stop!
He wanted you to what?
Be his contact. He couldn't... Oh, God! He said he couldn't read our thoughts. I was...
Oh, he can't kill Sarah. What if I decide to kill you?
I don't care.
Enough. Dr. Freiling, that's enough.
You were to what, Sarah? What did he want you to do?
He put a thing in my head, and he knows what I'm thinking. He can... No! He can hurt me with it. Oh,
She's fainted. Doctor,
Wait. Her pulse is strong. That's good.
Is she...
She will be all right. He cannot hurt her while she is unconscious. He put a thing into her head. Is that what she said? Is that what you heard her say?
Yes. Isn't there something you can do?
Miss Jamieson, I want an ambulance at once. Emergency entrance physician's hospital. You may get Dr. Carter for me. Tell him physician's hospital at once. It was good of you to come, Dr. Carter.
Yes. What have we got?
A device has been implanted in a young lady's skull, I believe. I cannot be certain.
Implanted by whom? How long ago?
Only this morning, as I believe it. By whom? Now, it's a long story, and the patient is in intermittent pain.
All right. We'll have to have x-rays.
I have already made x-rays. They are here.
Have you read them? Have you found anything?
I am a psychiatrist. I think there is something, but I do not wish to prejudice your judgment.
Very well. Well, is everything clear here? It's all right. Nothing here. And not... Wait a minute. That little particle. Is that what you mean?
How does it look to you?
It's like a pinhead. Oh, yes. It's foreign, all right. Must be. But implanted? It's very small.
Large enough. I am afraid for my patient's reason. Perhaps her life. I do not know.
I have to see her before you operate, Dr. Carter. She's already been sedated. Believe me, Dr. Carter, it's imperative. Well, if you feel so strongly about it. Sarah?
Oh, is that you, David?
Yes. Feel better now?
Oh, yes, I feel fine. Just sleepy. He isn't bothering me right now. I mean, there isn't any pain.
Do you think you could contact him, Sarah?
I expect he's around. Why?
I want to get a message to him.
What message? David, I don't want you to...
No. I just want to talk to him, Sarah. I just want to meet him. Is he listening now?
Oh, I can't tell, but I imagine he is. David, you must...
I just want him to meet me and talk to me. It's as important to him as it is to me. I'll go back to the house. There's nothing I can do here anyway. I'll go back to the house and meet him there. I have something important to tell him. Important to him.
Well, if he's listening, you could just tell him now.
No, not now. I'll meet him at our house as soon as I can get there.
I'm afraid, David. You sound as though...
Just give me a kiss, Sarah. I love you.
taken more trouble than you realize, Mr. Hughes, to meet you here. What is it you wish to tell me?
I have a proposition for you.
I am willing to listen for a short time, though. The surgery is about to begin.
You aren't going to interfere, are you?
Your wife is a danger to us. I am sure you can understand that. We're reluctant to take a life, of course, but our mission is of greater importance.
Listen. Now, just listen. Why does it have to be Sarah? What's the matter with me?
What do you mean?
I mean, put your gadget, whatever it is, in me. Why couldn't you do that? I'd cooperate, don't you see? You wouldn't have any of this resistance you get from Sarah.
Why? Why would you turn against your own people to help us? Aliens, as you call us. Why would you be willing to do that?
Willing? I'd be doing it to save Sarah's life. Wouldn't you do as much for your wife?
We do not have wives.
Oh. Well, my wife is very dear to me. There's nothing, I guess, that I wouldn't do for her. So you see...
Be quiet.
What?
Please, do not speak. I am in communication with my colleagues.
Oh. Tell them...
Be quiet.
Oh, God, please.
All right.
You'll do it?
No. We have decided against using you.
Huh?
We have learned a great deal from you. This love is your word. This is an unfamiliar factor. This love must be taken into consideration. We are not sure that anyone so afflicted would be sufficiently stable for our purposes.
And what about Sarah?
It is a risk to release her, of course, for we cannot erase her memory, but we have taken greater risks.
Then you won't interfere with the operation?
Not interfere, no. Not the way you mean. We shall help. Your surgeon will need our help.
Oh, thank God. How is she, Doctor?
Fine. I have never seen anything like it. Would you ask her yourself?
Sarah?
Oh, David, I feel so much better. I feel perfectly well, as if nothing ever happened.
Thank God for that.
I have never seen such surgery. A motion picture at fast speed. His hands moved so quickly, I would never have believed it.
Did you see him? The man from the saucer?
Yes, honey. He's real. You'll be glad to know that.
Oh, I do. Believe me, I know.
Is she really all right, Dr. Furling?
Quite, yes. She is free now.
Yes, I'm free. But I don't think they've finished. They're too strong. We're too vulnerable. I'm safe, yes, for the time being at least, but I don't know if the world will ever be really safe again.
Maybe it will. They've discovered a new factor. Maybe it's stronger than they are.
Well, how strong is love? The new factor on this old earth of ours. Stronger than hatred? I like to think so. Hatred makes the headlines, I know, but love, in its unassuming way, has been making the world go round for a good many years now. I'll be back shortly. David is president of his bank now, and doing a very good job of it, too. He and Sarah are even happier, have an even more secure marriage than before their adventure. The near loss of something dear often underscores the dearness of it. Well, whether Whether you come by UFO or some more conventional method of travel, be here to join us for our next chilling story. Our cast included Kim Hunter, Nat Polan, Ralph Bell, Joe Silver, and Robert Dryden. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
You can't get anything past our border guards.
Yes, it was just an idea.
Besides, we have to fly out of here. I'm going to a convention, and you're going on a tour. Now, let me apply some scientific thinking to this. How can I get that platinum out? Oh, no. No, I don't believe it.
You don't believe what?
What just flashed in my brain. It's so simple, so ridiculously easy. And it's absolutely foolproof.
What is?
This plan, this idea.
Tell me.
No, darling. You're too important.
Well, if I'm so important, shouldn't I know?
No.
This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.